Hello, everybody. This is Casey here to do our Friday night spiritual chat. How's everybody doing? How's your week going? Tinky, lay down, baby. Lay down. Okay, let's do a reading for the next week. What do you want, baby girl? Huh? What you want? It's Friday night. Hi, Em. How you doing, hun? How are you doing? Tiffany, how you girls doing tonight? Tiffany's got some good news to tell everybody. Tiffany's got some exciting things coming up. Okay, so I think we all have some surprises coming up this week. I hope some good ones. This week has just for me has been a major challenge all week. I was so upset yesterday and today that it's like I was feeling a little picked on by the universe. But I think that we're clearing out a lot of energies from the last year in order to move into the new energies that are coming in the next couple months. That's okay. You're here, Tiffany. Hey, Judy. How you doing, hun? You guys are going to have to forgive my hair. It won't curl anymore. It won't do anything. I have an appointment for a haircut tomorrow. If I can get there, it won't do anything anymore. Okay, so for this next week, I'm showing I have the Fool. So, like I said, we're doing absolutely a lot of releasing, and it's like why are all these old things coming up? I mean, I remember because I was always sick all the time. I used to freak out every time a doctor bill came in the mail. And this week has brought up all of that. It's like, okay, I thought I cleared all this stuff because now I'm getting bombarded with the medical bills, the ambulance. Then I had a crown break on Monday. The whole back half just disintegrated. And then another quarter fell off yesterday. Hey, DJ. And it's like, what is going on here? I was just giving thanks to the universe for the finances starting to turn around and shift, you know? So it's stuff from old stuff. You know, I just money stuff. So it's like so that's what's been coming up for me this week. But I think that, like I said, I think that we are working on anything that's come up this week and this next week. I think that we are working toward a new beginning. We're working past those old energies in order to have a new beginning. We need to have that faith and trust that things are shifting and changing for us, okay? Because I have the Queen of Swords. She's standing strong. She's got the sword of truth. She's cutting through all the BS. And I could see that that's what I'm doing. All this BS that's coming up from the past, these illusions. Oh, you feel that energy big time. Yeah, because this is past stuff. Past stuff. And I keep even referring to the illnesses as past stuff. I was sick all the time from the time I was born. That's old energy. I've got past this. I'm not sure what's all this stuff is that's going on. I honestly think that with me, I think that a lot of things that's coming up is collective energy. I'm picking up on collective energy and helping In fact, I had a reading the other night that they were thanking me for taking on these energies and transmuting, and this is helping clear out into the universe. And it's like, okay, but we're standing strong. See, we go from the Fool. Look at him. This one's happy. Okay, look at her. She's standing strong. Okay, she's cutting through all that BS. She's cutting through all the illusions. She's been through hell and back. She's not going to take it anymore. She's looking for that peace in her life now, you know? And she needs to get a little bit of that cat attitude. I'm like, you know? Because I think we're clearing the way for a lot of prosperity and abundance come in. We're clearing, like I said, we're clearing in for totally new energies, new beginnings. Okay? Look at the little fat mice. One of the things I like to say is thank you, universe, for having much more than enough money to spend, spare, share, save, and assist. Okay? But I've been, like I said, I've been focusing on giving gratitude for the energy of money shifting. I could feel it shifting. I could see it shifting. And then this week was like, bam, I got hit with everything. But the seeds have been planted. Okay? The seeds have been planted. It's taken a long time. We're almost there. We kind of have to get out of our own way. We have to get out of our squirrel mind. We need to get out of the worrying. Yes. Well, it's a spiritual year too. It's a number 7. It's spiritual learning. But we need to get out of that little squirrel in the cage. You know, they talk about the monkey mind. Well, for me, it's like a squirrel in a cage. You know, we're all looking for a safe place. We're all looking for a safe place to put our hearts. Okay? But now it's time to, I'm going to say man up. Okay? And take responsibility. Okay, and one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, okay, it's not your past that defines you. Okay? It's not your past that defines you. It's your dreams. And I'd say that's the energy that this card is bringing up. He's finding his passions, his joys, his goals. What does he want from life? You know, what do I want to bring into the future? It's all there. Like I tell you guys, we're already whole and complete. We're made in the image of God. Everything is there for us. It's just right here at the edge of your fingertip. Are you going to allow yourself to have it? Again, the seeds have been planted. We've got 2 of them here. The seeds have been planted. This has been taking a long time growing. This has been years in the manifestation. Okay? But this one is coming in. It's almost here. The harvest is almost here. The messages are coming in. The information's coming in. It's not quite there yet. It's almost there. Because the hawk is his head is still covered. He's not seeing the world yet. He's not seeing the reality of it yet, but it's coming. This is someone who is very strong, independent, prosperous, abundant, focuses on the gratitude. Okay, and that's kind of another thing I want to talk about. I hope Jojo comes on because I think it's because of him. We were having some discussions because of him. Some topics came up that I think would even be good for him to hear. Okay, but it's coming. It's coming. I think the first 4 months of this year is just clearing out old energy, and then I see some major shifts coming in. You know, that makes sense. But it's just like this week, I was so upset on on Thursday, on yesterday, poor Daisy. I spent 5 hours in the dentist office yesterday because we had to apply for credit for me to get the money to get my tooth fixed because it was my front tooth. I got a temporary in now, but it was half gone. The whole back of it was gone, and then a quarter of the side was gone. And it's like, what the heck? This crown's only 2 years old. But I keep telling them it's this one tooth. They said, no. They don't want to listen. But I could see where it's hitting at. It's caused a chip in this other one too. So, yeah. And then I ran out of oxygen. I didn't have any oxygen on the way home. Then when I got home, I was struggling to get in the house. It's like, okay, this is the second time this has happened. This is not good. Yeah. So it's just clearing away old stuff. Old stuff. Good. You should come on and talk tonight. Anybody want to come on and talk? Oop, come on. Let me get it. What does anybody want to learn during this year? I know that Jenna's the only one that brought up anything. She wants to work on stress management. Well, we could talk spirituality, girl. What else? When we get together, we have awesome conversations about spirituality. I do have one question, though. Did your man come up? Did he come up like he said he was going to? There she is. There's JoJo. Not JoJo, Joe. Hey, Joe. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
What's going on?
Nothing. I miss our lunches too, Em.
Yeah.
Did you hear the reading I just did?
No, I just literally got back from dinner and I saw you were doing your live. I thought I would join you and say hello.
How did yesterday go?
Good.
Good. No problems?
Nope.
Good.
But I'm open to do some readings tonight if somebody wants a question.
Hear that? We got somebody offering to do readings tonight, ladies.
I'm having fun. It's a Friday. I'm in a good mood. Yeah.
So one of the things I want to talk about tonight too is it's not the past that defines us, it's our dreams.
So nobody wants a question from me here? I am on, babe. Yeah.
Tiffany wants to know how her SSI hearing will go.
Who wants to know how their SSI will go?
Tiffany. Em, if you want to come up tomorrow afternoon, we could have a late lunch. There's a little barbecue place up here that's cool.
What's up?
I was telling Em, her and I used to go to lunches together. Yeah, there's a little barbecue. Yeah. I have an appointment for a haircut at 1.
Okay, so what was the question?
Tiffany wants to know how her SSI hearing will go.
Oh, Lord. All right, let's knock the cards.
Well, message me, Em. My son is spending the night at his friend's, so once I pick him up, I'll be okay. Yeah, my haircut's at 1 right here in town. So, and this little place is right here in Kiowa too.
Okay, so Tiffany is allowing herself to overthink it. And she's talking herself into a negative outcome.
Yeah, because I have the 7 of Cups, and it's like there's all these options, there's all these potential and stuff that's there. But what's she doing with all this potential, right? But I have the 8 of Pentacles. You know, she's learning a lot of new things. I get the feeling what it is she's so scattered. Her energy is just all over the place. She needs to focus on one thing at a time right now, okay?
She's got to heal herself.
Yeah. Well,
Celtic Cross. Outcome card is a reverse 4 of Swords. Not taking care of yourself. Bigger issue here is what the main cards in the Celtic Cross are. A reverse 4 of Cups and a 2 of Swords. So you're just kind of going into this, just really not allowing to be. You're manifesting that energy before it even happens, especially with that 2 of Swords energy. It is completely blind to what's going on here. It's interesting because I just did a whole Celtic here. The universe is giving you the Fool right now. The universe is giving you opportunities to see things. It's giving you opportunity to step forward and to step into this next adventure here. And there's even the future is a 6 of Cups here. So there's things to celebrate, but you got to get out of the headspace. The headspace is what's killing you right now. You got the headspace in 4 different cards here in this Celtic. And both of the cards that are in the crossing, you have it in how everybody is viewing it, and you have it in the outcome card. So 4 different spots where its headspace is getting in your way. So take some time, and I would say just go and manifest what you think that positive outcome looks like, because you're not allowing that to grow. You're automatically in the headspace for seeing what's in front of you that's not there.
Okay. This is what I was saying. You've got all these things going on. You've got all these things in your head. You need to focus on one thing. Okay? Remember we talked about making lists and prioritizing things. Well, what's the most important thing to focus on right now, hon? Okay? And then it's time. We just talked about this card, okay? Queen of Swords. Look at her. She's ready to cut through all that BS. Okay? She's ready to cut through all those illusions and stuff. Go ahead, Joe. What else you got?
Well, I was just going to say that the universe is giving you opportunities here. It's in the present. The question is what's stopping you from getting there? That is the bigger question. And I think the most important card here is the Hope or Fear, which is the Page of Cups. So the universe is asking you to step outside your comfort zone and be open to different sorts of experiences that are here. And this biggest experience is the word trust. Trust is what's coming through in all these cards. Trust, trust, trust. Because
look, she's looking for peace. You need to start clearing out all those fears, all those illusions. I know that you were a good one for using the bubble technique, and hon, use it. And if you're having troubles with something, just put it in a bubble and hand it off to an angel. But you're looking for that peace, okay? But for the last one, I have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are shifting in your favor, but you need to clear out some of those fears, hon. Okay.
I can't apparently get my camera to work. Oh well.
So I would kind of step back and detach yourself from the situation. Okay, because the more energy that you invested into it, how important it is, the more it's going to block you.
Here's my greater question here. I'm going to push in a different direction than Casey's going. Why can't there be a vision of something greater?
Exactly.
If this is a hearing for SSI, the question is what is greater in that space meant to be? What is waiting to appear? What am I manifesting? What am I putting energy to grow? The universe is saying that through friendships, through community. There's a lot of things that are asking you to kind of step outside and be a social butterfly, especially with the Fool being here in the present card. So the universe is asking you to step outside your comfort zone. And that's the big obstacle here is
Take a leap of faith.
Take a leap of faith, and there's something waiting that's going to be greater to appear.
Yeah.
Are you going to come next Saturday?
As far as I know.
We're planning on doing that at noon, so
Okay.
I'm going to have some fun.
Em, are you still here? She might be interested in that also.
Yeah, I miss it. We used to do that every Saturday, and that just became our routine. Like, I'm trying to think. The first Saturday was always Enchanted Springs. Then the second one was in Lakewood. The third one was in the middle of Denver, the one that I would avoid, like the bubonic plague. And then the fourth one was in Aurora.
So Em, next Saturday at noon in Castle Rock, it's a group of readers meeting. I know. Well, Castle Rock's not that far from you. It's in Castle Rock, and it'll be a whole group of readers.
And we used to do this quite often. Like, that's how Casey and I met, was through doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back when I didn't know what I was doing.
When I was still building up my confidence.
Well, I mean, I think it took something like 2 years before I ever gave you a reading, because I don't know, for whatever reason I could never give Casey a reading. I don't know.
We had a lot of people come and go, though.
I think I'm just in my headspace whenever I was giving you a reading. But anyway, whatevers. All right, we got any other questions on here? I got a little bit of time. I got 15 minutes before the Nuggets game is on.
Who else wants a reading from him?
This is a rare opportunity.
And he just started a TikTok too.
Yeah.
How many?
Cup of Joe RSCP.
Em says she'll ask a question.
Okay. I'm gonna lean this against here.
Do you have a specific question, Em? Is Jay trying to reconcile our relationship? I'm getting vibes that he is.
What's up?
Is Jay trying to reconcile our relationship? I'm getting vibes that he is. So let me ask you this, Em. What do you want? What do you want, hon?
What is it about this Jay, that energy, that you do not like? There's something that it's almost like it's like attached energy. Something's not sitting right with you right now in that statement and why you're asking that question. All right.
Okay, so what I'm getting is the Three of Swords. You know, there's separation by distance, which we know. You know, there's arguments, there's disputes, there's lots of differences between the two of you. But you're looking for that balance. You're looking for that compliment. Yeah, you're very attached to each other and have a long history, but you want your compliment. I know the story. But you know, the Justice card, you want balance, you want clarity, you want commitment. Okay? You want balance. You know? but I think at this point in time, you're being the observer. Okay, I think you've kind of detached yourself from the situation, you know, but I think that you're sitting back and just observing everything that's going on. I think at this point in time, the hunt, all you can do is make peace with what's coming up for you.
Okay, so
Okay, because this is you making
ultimate drug for me.
peace with the beast within. It's reconciling what you want, not what he wants, because what you want is the primary concern here.
Yeah.
That makes sense, huh?
So my question's a little bit different. There's such an energy difference. There's so much of an energy difference here. And the message I'm getting is expectations versus reality are completely different here.
Yeah.
So I think, so whenever I do a Celtic cross, I always talk about what I like and what I don't like, or what I think is the most important card for you. And it's this present card. There's too many emotions going on, and there's not enough sorting for where you want to feel. There's just it's scatterbrained right now. And the problem is that your expectation doesn't meet the reality here. You're expecting love, you're expecting a relationship, you're expecting this higher purpose, but this other person isn't there. They're reverse King of Wands. Their energy is not there because they don't know the leader that they're going to be yet. They're not in that same mental headspace that you are. And you're not ready to be a teacher too. That's the other big issue here. Is there's stuff that they can learn from you, but there's not a lot of stuff that you can learn from them. It's a reverse Hierophant in the future card. So those are the two big things that are really pointing out to me. Is just a lack. There's a lack of learning that's going to be there. There's a lack of growth, stagnation, and it's there both in the present and in the future. So I would say I would avoid reconciling.
What I'm getting is that what's important right now is what you want.
Yeah.
You know, because soulmates come and go. Some soulmates come in to be friends. You're not meant to be with every soulmate you have. Okay.
Ain't that the truth?
And it's time for M to know what M wants. M to step into her own power. That's also something else that the strength card talks about.
But your energy is very all over the place though. And your feelings and your actions right now, they're not centered.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like if I were to lecture you with Casey's bubble speech, I don't think it would really be fruitful in this moment. But, you know, there's a moment where you got to regulate yourself a little bit here and realize that there's a lot of highs and lows that are going on with this. There's not a lot of neutral.
Yeah.
The highs are really good. The lows are not so good.
It's one extreme or another. Yeah.
I got time for one more reading if somebody else wants one more question.
DJ, are you here? Did you want a reading, hon?
Does that make sense? I can't see the YouTube chat, so I don't know, Casey. You're gonna have to tell me what they're saying.
Does it make sense?
It does or doesn't?
It does.
Okay.
I think we're mirroring each other, and now that he's not doing well health-wise.
Let's play the game.
Yeah.
Basically, at the end of every game, you get someone who did the best tiebreaker. Who did the best?
But the thing is, it's almost like you would need to withdraw your energy and focus all that energy on yourself, honey. If anything's going to shift and change, it'll be because you're pulling away and you're living your life. Either he's going to follow you or he's not going to follow you.
And if you're in a relationship that you're the only teacher, That's not good.
Yeah, I was in the hospital for a week. He calls you every day now. Well, he's scared now. He's had a health scare. Yeah. Yeah. Scary.
It's on ESPN, babe.
He's just got time for one more reading. Anybody else want to read?
One more. Uno más.
He was calling you every day before that. He's been calling every day for over a month. Yeah. Well, it kind of, when you get sick like that, kind of see your mortality a little bit. You know, we're not getting any younger, you know? Oh, DJ says, can I have one? Yeah. What's your question, DJ? Oh, and Judy wants to know if her brother's
Judy wants to know if what?
if her brother is cooling off.
It's cooling off?
Yeah.
I get a no. I get a red into a yellow no, meaning it's almost to the point where the process is starting, but it's not there.
It's starting though. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. Text me in the morning, hun. Okay. No questions not required, DJ. GJ just says, what does she need to know?
What does DJ need to know? Okay. What are you pulling? 3, Casey?
Well, in a minute, I'm writing down something.
Okay. I'm pulling 3. There. Hmm. Okay, so I'll go first. So what I'm getting is this specifically is about the word energy. So I don't know how much Casey's talked about this, but there's pushing energy, there's pulling energy, and there's being neutral. There's a call for you to be more forthwith with your energy in a room, and it's your main card. It's a 3 of Cups.
Good night.
So the problem is that when you push energy forward, you kind of take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You're not allowing yourself to openly experience that energy exchange, and you're not allowing yourself to let others be a part of your energy and grow and prosper and be able to see the gifts that you're giving. Everything right now is not protected. So if you're going to come out and increase your energy in a room, you have to be able to ground yourself and do the spiritual work. So I say this because there's areas of contention of where you're walking in spaces where you're feeling the energy change immediately and you're not doing anything about it. So I don't know if that makes sense or resonates with you. I want you to, if it doesn't, just take some time and think about that for a second, because there's opportunities for you to change that dynamic and allow it to where you're not so much on the defensive.
I pulled 3 cards, and the first thing I thought of was, what are you not allowing to happen?
So I'll see, we went in different directions here, my friend, but okay.
Because she's She needs to focus on self-love a little more. She is maturing up into that self-love. She's planted the seeds for what she wants. She's still stuck in her head. Okay. She's still stuck in that monkey mind. I have the Three of Cups, but for some reason, when I looked at all three of these cards, what is she not allowing to happen in her life? It's almost like, girl, you're still in the mind mode. You're still overthinking everything. Okay? When are you going to go with the emotions, with the feelings, rather than the logic? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Huh?
You see him?
Are you going to allow yourself to be happy? I know you've been through a lot, hon. I know you have.
More, bro. People are.
But when are you going to trust yourself? When are you going to trust yourself? And you know you got tools. You've got that yes-no tool, especially. You know, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what feels light, what feels heavy. Joe just had some experiences with that lately, you know, and it shifted some things for him. But you've got tools, hon. Use them. Use them. Trust yourself. And I think that's a lot of your problem is you don't trust yourself anymore.
It's perfectly acceptable to own your power without being in the ego. There's a big difference between owning your power and saying, hey, here I am the strong being of light, and I am declaring my presence in a room. There's a big difference between that and entering a room ego-sensed and saying, I'm hot. Another word here, I'm not going to swear on her live, but and that there's a difference. It's the ego of the mind. You just got to allow yourself to see that power that's there, because it's there. It's there. And it's like it's almost coming out of the shell. And the thing that's in the way is the headspace.
Oh, Lord.
And it's that expectation that maybe it's other seeds that have been planted in the past, but you gotta get rid of those seeds and destroy that harvest, because that's not a fruitful harvest. Those are seeds of doubt. Those are seeds of fear. That they're seeds of power, and you have to step away from that. Step into the opposite of that, because it's there.
Okay, DJ, clear the statement. It's not okay to shine. That jumped out at me big time.
I love that. I love it.
It's not okay to shine. Clear that. And then every day start saying, I am now free to shine.
So.
How about I am a creative being?
Yes.
What are you trying to grow and manifest? I'm a creative being.
And you know, you never came back in that when we were doing the archetypes, hon. I think you were the only one out of everybody. I think it was the warrior. You were the only one out of everybody that had the archetype the warrior. I said, that makes sense. We never got to talk about that. I think it was the warrior. I'm pretty sure it was like a strong personality, somebody that can come in and take charge and stuff. I'd have to go back and look through all my notebooks and stuff. Hey, Jano. But, you know, sometimes even the leader needs to back down a little bit and feel some emotions, you know?
All right. Well, I'm going to watch the game, Casey, but it was good to say hello to you.
Okay. Well, thanks for
Much
talking.
love and light, my friend. Be safe, everybody.
You have a good one. Thanks, Joe. Hey, Jano, how you doing tonight, hon? You should come on and do some readings. Okay, so the topic tonight is kind of, it's not the past that defines you, it's your dreams. Okay? And another thing, you know, so somebody was talking about what they perceive as one of their weaknesses. Hi, Kelly. They were talking about what they perceive as their weakness. Because they have ADHD, they see this as a major obstacle. So what came up for me was, okay, how many times do you accomplish things without even realizing it? Working through all this stuff, you're seeing this as an obstacle, but you're not seeing the whole picture. You're seeing, well, I didn't get this, that, and that done. But how many other things did you accomplish that you're not giving yourself credit for? Okay? And some of the most successful people in the world keep lists. They've got daily lists, weekly lists, monthly lists. Okay? And as you accomplish each thing on your list, you cross it off. But the thing is, how many other things did you do in a day that's not on that list that you were accomplishing because you're getting all these other things done faster, because you're seeing them. It's got your attention. You're accomplishing things faster. That's like some people can set a year for 10 goals for 10 years and manifest it in just a couple years because it's in their face. They see it. It's in their mind. How many things do, we accomplish that we don't acknowledge that we accomplish? And we are hard on ourselves because we think that we're not accomplishing anything. Does that make sense? So sometimes we need to write it down. Like sometimes I tell you guys, write it down, prioritize it. What is the most important? What's, so it's Kelly always has good questions too. Jano, come in and talk to us, hon. You don't have to show your face, hon. And we're waiting for your tarot, Jano. It's like I did a whole month on TikTok and then I got sick and haven't done any, but it's kind of interesting because I got 150 new subscribers, even though I haven't been on. I'm going to try to do something, on TikTok this weekend. They're only, 2-minute, 3-minute videos. Yeah. But I've had, so much going. We're kind of talking about what kind of week have you had this week, Jano and Kelly? Okay, because it's like we've got things popping up from the past. Things popping up from the past this week that needs to be cleared out in order for the new beginnings, in order for the new year energy to come in. You looked up your birthday on Astro Cafe, don't know how to read it. What I do, Judy, somebody was talking about a free program to download. Kelly, your devices are not connected yet. Jojo! There's Kelly. Jojo! Yeah, it's been a good week. Okay, mine's definitely been a challenge, especially financially. All kinds of financial stuff from years ago is coming up around health stuff. Jojo, come on and talk to us. You kind of brought up some things from our conversation the other day that I wanted to talk about a little bit. Because you have insights into what I'm talking about. So how many times do we have something that we see as an obstacle, as we see as a weakness, but actually isn't, because we're not giving ourselves credit for what we are accomplishing? And how you doing, Kelly?
How am I doing?
Yes, how you doing?
Today was a little rough, but it's gotten a lot better tonight.
You're cutting in and
Thank
out,
you.
huh?
Can you hear me?
You're choppy.
Is that better?
Try it again.
Is that better?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost her. Your mic doesn't work well. Well, you could still type, hun. Have you looked at that little box we talked about last week? What kind of box have you put yourself into? So here's another thought too. Some people only love you if you fit into their box. Okay? Don't be afraid to disappoint them. Yeah, you, Kelly. Did you look at, we talked about your little box last week. Why are you putting yourself into that little box? Some people only love you if you fit into their box. Don't be afraid to disappoint. Don't let people limit who you are. That's right, then they're not for you. Exactly. Exactly. And also, you become what you think. You put yourself into that little box again. It's like I have these limitations, but sometimes those limitations are actually superpowers that you're judging yourself for. Yeah, programming. Yeah. Sometimes those obstacles are actually your superpowers that you are judging yourself for. So when are we going to stop being hard on ourselves? Nobody's as hard on us as we are on ourselves. Nobody is. So my oldest daughter has got an interesting dilemma going on, because this ought to be real interesting for her, because her friend got her into a class. It's a book group, and they are studying the book Boundaries. It's a Christian metaphysical group. There's Kelly. Can we hear you now, hun? So
I'm trying. Can you hear me?
Yes, much better. So my daughter is on her own spiritual path, but she's still in the mode that I am right, you are wrong. This is the way it should be. Okay, she's still in that mode, and so she's in this book group with all these Christian women. Her friend bought her the book, everything. It's a book on boundaries. So they're all telling their story and talking about how broken they are, all these things that is wrong with them. But she singled out one lady and told her, that's awesome that you're doing this and that and that and that. The ladies were stunned. Okay, so they're all talking about how broken they are, how they need to do this and that and that. My daughter says, I don't have troubles with boundaries from other people, coming at me. I have to learn boundaries to respect other people's boundaries. Everybody in the class got quiet because that was a totally different perspective to where they were coming from. And she says, Mom, I don't know if I can do this class or not. She goes, I don't understand why they're coming at it from that perspective. I said, that's because they're told they're broken. They've fallen short of the glory of God, and they have all these things wrong with them. And she says, they're broken. Hey, Jojo.
Hola.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on, Miss Kelly? How can I help you, Miss Casey? I know you were.
Well, I know we were, I hate to use you for an example, but we were talking about what you perceive as a challenge. Okay. And the thing is,
Getting up and breathing.
the thing is, how many different ways do you see it as a challenge, but you're not giving yourself credit for what you are doing around that? You're only beating yourself up for the things that you're not getting done, or you think you're not getting done. That's why we were kind of talking about lists a little bit. And I said, try putting down the things that you have accomplished also, so you can see that you are actually getting more things done than you are.
Yeah, I make every morning when I get up. My goal, my quota for each day is $300. That's how much I need to make in that day to be, sustain myself and take care of everything and have, what I need. Now, granted, I'd like to make more, but that's neither here nor there. I make a list every single morning of all the jobs that I have to do or that I'm working on. And I go through and I put a little star by all the ones that have to get done that day. And as I go through, I mark off each job. Whether I put them in order or not, doesn't matter. But I make sure that every job that's done is highlighted somehow.
But it keeps you focused and you get them done faster, right?
Well, yeah, I have to. I mean, I was diagnosed with ADHD many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's true or not is still up for debate. I probably am. But I find that making a list, like if I get up, the first thing I do when I'm drinking my coffee, I go through my notes, I go over the list I had the previous day, and I make a list again of every single thing that I have to do job wise. And then usually on that same list, I put a list of stuff that I want to get done for myself, grocery shopping, clean the house, vacuum, baptize 5 cats, whatever it is. And so as I go through the day, I mark those off with a highlighter. I don't cross them out or anything. I highlight them. But, I find that I don't know, somehow that gives me a sense of accomplishment by looking at that list and seeing all of the things, even if it's something small and stupid, gather the trash from the bathroom or whatever,
Started adding on your list the things that you did not have on the list that you accomplished for that day too?
Do I add to the list?
Yeah, write down everything else you've done that day that you have accomplished.
Well, I mean,
I want you to shift your thinking. I want you to see how much you accomplished beyond what your own expectations are. how much more you accomplished that you are not even acknowledging at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that I don't put on the list, you know.
Put it on the list and highlight it. You need to see how much because you're seeing this as a challenge when actually it could be a superpower
Right.
if you give yourself a chance. But I want you to see how much you do accomplish. That's why I encourage you, whatever you do over and beyond the list, add it to the list and highlight it so you can say, wow, I accomplished more than I thought I did today.
Well, I mean, again, I put down my work stuff, and then I usually put down a list of house stuff. And since I work from home, those are usually the only two lists that I have, you know. But if I started putting down all the little stuff, I don't know, I'd spend most of my day making lists, you know. I guess I could put make list first thing in the morning and then cross out make list.
Because you're worried about not being. I was trying not to go into it, but you're worried about not being organized. But even
Yeah, very much. Organization is a huge, massive problem for me.
But it's a superpower because it's creating ways for you to manifest all these things that you need to get done. Even you have no idea how much discipline it takes to sit down and write those lists, Jojo. You need to give yourself more credit.
Well, it's something that I've used as a tool to survive, especially after, I was married for 26 years. And so there was a part of me that kind of became dependent, I guess, codependent upon, some of the things that my ex-wife would do. And when she left, I was kind of left scrambling to get stuff done because it's just things that there were things that she did that I didn't even think about, and I felt bad for that. I mean, I noticed it as something, and later on, I actually apologized for that because there was a lot of stuff that she did that I don't know. I guess I just took it for granted, because I never did it. Stupid little things.
I just watched a TikTok on that at 5:00 this morning. This guy, his wife had to work on a Saturday, so he decided he was going to be nice and he was going to do all her Saturday chores for her. He says, man, he goes, women are actually superior to us. I can't do this every weekend. She works all week and keeps the house up and does all this on Saturdays too. Women are superior to us.
Right. Well, but the way that I tackled it, the way that I approached it was one, to make the list. Like I've been making lists for work since I was a young man. I mean, I just to make sure that I'm making money, and especially after I was the art director up until 2008, and then when I went to work for myself, I looked at all my bills and figured out, okay, I've got to make X amount of dollars per day in a standard 5-day work week to make this happen, right? And so I really started keeping up with lists then, because if I don't have that list, my wandering mind will just, it'll spiral off into doing something else that,
Jojo, has that not turned into a superpower by holding yourself accountable?
Well, it has, and I keep myself on track by. It's a loose organization, but the one thing that I make sure I do is when I go down and I make the first thing in the morning, I get up, I come downstairs, I make coffee. I got a notepad and a pen. I got notepads and pens everywhere. And when I finally have coffee and I'm awake enough to actually write legibly, I start, I'll sit here maybe watch a tarot read or watch, the news or something. And that's when I'm sitting there drinking coffee is when I make the list to make sure that I get stuff done that has to be done that day to keep me focused on it. Those are the stars. If it's got a little star by it, I know that this has to be done today. And so I prioritize those things.
Yeah, prioritize it.
Right. And then as far as I can, so I get those done first. And then usually I'll either go eat or do something else on the list just to kind of keep my mind fresh or go meditate, ground. I do that every day too. And then I'll try to accomplish as much more on the list, that I can. I actually just stopped working a little while ago. And I'm going to crash. We've been, the past 24 hours have been rough in central Alabama. So I've been putting out ads for.
Oh, I know. I was watching the weather yesterday. I was stuck at the dentist for 5 hours. And I was watching the weather. Yeah. Yeah.
That was intense there for a hot minute. But I try to prioritize things, and whatever jobs have to get done that day that need to be out that day, I put a star on them. And then I've got everything else, and if I've got time during the day, I try to just go for it and do as much on that list as possible. And,
you're seeing that as a challenge, and I am seeing that as a superpower because you have taken something that you see as a challenge and you have made it work for you.
Right. Well, it's just a way to keep it's a basic way of keeping those priorities in check. Because if I start working on something,
it takes discipline to do that. Lots of discipline.
My mind will wander and go on to something like I still might have. What I was finding before was I might have 3 jobs that are left that have to be done and emailed out or done today, right? And then I'll get up, go get something to drink, just, whatever. And then I'll find myself 15 minutes later and I'm working on, I've somehow crawled down a rabbit hole and I'm working on something that won't affect my life for 3 weeks, and I'm like, okay. And so I've just kind of trained myself to go back to the list. No matter what you're doing, stop and go back to the list.
Yeah. What you perceived as a challenge, you've turned into a superpower.
Yeah. I've got to refine the process. That's for sure. Because everything that I've got coming this year, I've got, so many things on my plate and things are picking up. So I'm getting a lot more busy and luckily getting a lot more social too for getting out of the house. But it's, it's a real challenge. I mean, for the past 2.5 years, since 2017, actually, I've been digging myself out from under this pile of rubble that was other people's lives, either my mother's life or my ex-wife's life or
even
whatever.
That is discipline to do that. I understand that because I had a 4,000 square foot house that the whole basement was full of boxes and stuff from both my husbands. When I first lost my job, I spent time going through all those boxes. I got it down to just a couple rooms, and then I ended up losing the house, and I had 4 storage units full of stuff. Went through each one of those storage units a little bit at a time, and I have no storage units now. I have some stuff.
Right, and that's what I'm doing now. It's been quite the challenge to go through and figure out what's trash, what do I need to donate, what do I need to sell, and what do I actually need to keep. And keeping myself on track doing that is, it's challenging. Like I've told you before, ADHD is complex. and they, you know, now they categorize it with like the super high spectrum of autism. You know, they recognize that those are similar learning disabilities, I guess. And
That's putting you into a box. But see, the way I look at it, okay, is you are one of the new generation that is coming in, that is adapting and changing things, leading the way for the new, all these other kids, these kids that have autism and stuff, they're a whole new generation of how the future is going to be. Okay.
right, they are a more evolved version of human beings.
And that's you too.
Well, I can see that. I mean, God knows I do plenty of stuff that other people, for whatever reason, can't, and it's a challenge. I mean, you know, for me, and I know I understand what you're saying, that, you know, I need to see the superpower side, not the challenge side, but I still have to deal with, whether I'm involved or not, I still have to deal with the rest of the world, and that it makes it.
But you're being hard on yourself, though, rather than going with the flow.
Well, going with the flow is one thing, but you know, I'm in the position now where, you know, there's nobody here. There's nobody. There is no safety net. If I fail,
I know.
You know.
You need to make peace with it. Let me put it that way. That's like dealing with the shadow side. Go in and talk to it. What are you teaching me? What am I learning from you? You've learned a lot. You are more organized than you thought. Like I said, it takes discipline and organization to even be able to sit down and do a list like that.
Yeah, I have very structured piles.
Yeah.
And there, you know, I know it bothers me because there's I don't know. People might look at my house and go, "Oh, well, you know, Joe's messy." You know what I mean? I don't consider myself a messy person. You know, my bathroom's clean, living room's clean, kitchen's clean. You know, basically all of the downstairs of the house is clean. And I'm actually fairly.
And what does it matter what other people
OCD.
think? You're the one that's got to live
it. Right, it doesn't. But my challenge for me is to get rid of all of this extra stuff and break it down into what I actually need, and things that are very simplified, very reduced. Get the trash out of the way, move the catch-alls. You know, where you come in and you take out all this crap out of your pockets, or, you know, in your jacket or your jeans pockets. You got change, you got keys, there's this receipt from, you know, Starbucks or whatever, and after a while, all this crap just piles up, you know.
I
and
have
so
to go to and do that once a week.
Yeah.
My daughter said all my books. She goes, "You read them, get rid of them." I said, "No, these are my metaphysical books, and you're not touching my metaphysical books."
Right. Well, certain things like that, yeah, you need to keep. But I know for me, like one of the big issues that I have is, over the years that I was married, we had ungodly amounts of different sets of dishes and silverware and pots and pans and all of this other crap. Now, I do like to cook, okay? But I do not need all this crap. And so finding the time to set aside and just go through everything, that's the challenge that I'm facing now. And I'm going to have to utilize the superpower of list making to deal with this one. I already know. But I've got everything from my mother's and all of this stuff that my ex-wife got, and there was so it's just this hodgepodge, a mishmash of different silverware sets and kitchen utensils and little tools and what I don't need all this crap. you know, and to have it all cluttered together like that is just, I don't know, it's a personal frustration. And so after seeing the house like that, I've gone through some challenges over the past couple of weeks, little things that I was trying to prepare for and send out samples of. You know, I noticed the same thing's true in my computer files, or the same thing's true in the house. It's like,
I've been going in and clearing stuff out of computers too. Yeah,
right. And the same thing's true with my garage. You know, my wood shop. If you get, it's very hard for me personally to, you know, like in my wood shop, I try to be militant about it, which I haven't been able to get in there because there's so much crap in there. But when I do get it out of the way, when I had it organized and together to do work, if I use a tool for something, I will get that tool, take it, use it for what I'm going to use it for, and then put it immediately. As soon as I get done with it, I don't even stop. Take it back and put it back up. Otherwise, you're just wasting time. You'll spend 20 minutes looking for a tool when it's supposed to be right there. You know what I mean? And I feel the same way about the kitchen. I feel the same way about computer files. I feel the same way about everything. And so that's been, like I said, it's been over the past, I'd say, month, 3 weeks or so, that I've finally realized that if I'm going to get anywhere, if I'm going to achieve these big goals that I want, I've got to simplify my life and my house and how I organize things in a huge way. And so I've been trying to go through a box a day just to purge and get rid of stuff.
Something manageable, yeah. So you don't feel overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's been a daunting task.
I can't go out to eat because every time I go out to eat, I end up getting sick again. But I have, you know, the little pressure cooker, I have the air fryer, I have some other things that I need to cook and stuff, and they're on a shelf in here because this kitchen is so tiny, and my daughter comes in and makes her little faces and stuff, and it's like, I don't go out to eat all the time like you guys. I can't. I have to cook, you know, and I use these things, you know.
Right.
But I do have a bunch of big pans that I want to pass out to all the kids because they do a lot of big pan cooking and all kinds of stuff. But it's like, yeah. I'm getting
to the point now where I've gotten to the point where I've done so much healing work on myself that I'm looking at everything, and
as you get rid of all that old stuff too, you were also letting go, healing from that too, you know.
Well, yeah, and now that I've healed to a certain point, you know, I will never be done with it, but I'm looking at my life and going, okay, my life needs to be my way. You know, this is my house, and you know, I loved my mom dearly, but she's not here anymore, and she's not using half of this crap. Yeah. So it needs to go. You know, it's just, it's in my way. It frustrates me. It's causing a bunch of clutter and mess. And that's kind of what I've refocused myself on, is getting truly organized and getting things out of my way so that I'm living life in a way that's comfortable for me. Because the more comfortable for me it is, the more secure I feel in where things are and what I'm doing, and you know, I feel like I'm not wasting time, then the better I'll feel overall. And if nothing else, I just want a bunch of this crap out of my way so I don't end up running down the rabbit hole, as I call it, you know, getting sidetracked on different things that do not matter, and it just, all they're doing is wasting my time, wasting my life, you know.
Because I've gone in and trying to go through all the like the little cupboards in my, you know, all the stuff in my computer desk. I went through all that. I cleared a bunch of files on the computer I got rid of a bunch of other stuff. I got a cabinet down here I need to go through. It's mostly the basement though. Everything's down there. My camping stuff's down there. My Christmas stuff is down there. And there's a
Yeah.
whole pile of other stuff that I need to go through to get rid of. But it's just getting down to the basement to do it.
Right.
It's
And
getting there.
on my path to my happiness and being content with my life, whether other people like it or not, um, you know, I do have some lofty goals, and you know, I've got well, I've got
No.
yeah, I've got skills and talents that other people find viable, and I want to be able to take those to the next level and really, you know, make my mark on the world. I mean, obviously, I want to put out the tarot deck. That requires knowledge of publishing, which I have. But in order to truly do that, I've got to be comfortable and secure in myself, and I don't need any of the other distractions in life. And that's what I found is that I think part of me waking up and truly waking up is realizing that for me to be happy, I've got to get all of this other crap off of me.
Okay, so do you have anybody you can delegate to?
Not really. I mean, I've got my niece, and she's not even really my niece. She's just I call her my niece because I helped raise her. I've known her since she was, you know,
Is there some
6 months old.
of these things that your mom had that she might like?
Exactly, and I've already talked to her about that. She's going to come over and help me. We're going to start with the kitchen. I'm going to start with the basics.
Yes.
Go through the bathroom, the kitchen, the bedroom, the places where I live, and these are the places that keep me functioning, right? Because I got to eat, I got to sleep, I got to poop, and I got to bathe.
Well, and then I would also focus what is the most distracting for me,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Well, right now it's the kitchen and the workspaces. So I'm starting out with the living areas, the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom.
Mhm.
And I've already got all the stuff purged out of the bathroom that I don't want. What I've got left to do there is to paint and, you know, basically redecorate the place the way I want it. But there's a lot of wall work that has to be done in there. So kind of holding off on that until I get the garage done, and can actually get to my tools. So I started out with the kitchen, the bathroom, and the bedroom. I've purged all the stuff from the bathrooms. The bedroom, probably about, I'd say 90% done. I've got the stuff that I want to keep in there. The only thing I've really got left in there is to purge a bunch of old clothes, you know, stuff that I need to donate or throw away. And then
John,
the kitchen.
how much organization does it take to do that? You don't give yourself enough credit.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm working off lists.
Yeah.
Besides the daily list, I've also got my notebooks and my journals, and I have made lists. I've got one notebook for cleaning the house and purging the house of stuff. And so I'm slowly but surely marking things off, and I'll make a page per room and just, you know, knock it out. Like I said, the bathrooms are mostly done. The bedroom is a good ways done. Now I've got to do this big purge of the kitchen. Once I get those completed, I'll start working on my studio, which is where I make money.
Yeah.
And I've got a bunch of stuff to purge out of there. And I've got, luckily, I'm blessed enough to have a spare room. And so I'll get all of this stuff that I'm not sure what to do with it, and I try to categorize it as best I can, box it up, and I put it in there. And once I get all of these other rooms done, I'll go through there one box at a time and go through it and clean it out. this, like I said, the studio comes next, and then after that will be the garage, and I'll call in a couple of buddies to help me, get rid of furniture, get rid of all the crap that's in there, and then organize my tools. And I got a bunch of extra tools too. So basically what I've said is, look, you come over. If I've got extra tools, I'm going to dump those into a big pile. And if you want any of them, take them. You can have them. Anything else that's left over, I'll take it to the pawn shop or wherever and get rid of it. So I've made a plan to get all of it done, and I'm slowly but surely working that plan. But getting organized is
You are already organized. You don't realize that. You're not giving yourself credit for that.
Yeah.
Judy says, I have a couple of brothers that hoarded small things like paper and plastic because they plan to do something with them. But that's the thing. I got rid of a lot. Okay, my first husband used to piss me off. Passive aggressive. I would go out and buy arts and crafts stuff because that ticked him off. So I had all this arts and crafts stuff of things that I was going to do someday. And it was all in storage and stuff when I moved. And I just got rid of all of that too. Donated what I could and stuff, because it's like if you don't get to it within a certain amount of time, now I'm mostly down to my painting supplies. I have them category and oil paint, acrylic paint, and watercolor and pen.
Right.
But they're organized, But
yeah, I've got those little rolling caddies, and I divide up all of my arts and crafts stuff. Cause I've got leather working tools, and then I've got stuff for making jewelry, and then there's my paint supplies, and then an absolutely astronomical bucket of pens, pencils, specialty markers, all kinds of stuff.
I have a lot of crochet books.
Yeah, that was one of the things I had to get rid of first. I've still got some of my mom's crocheting and needlework stuff and things like that. I'm not doing that. I keep, I got my Boy Scout badge in sewing. I know how to repair things if I need to, but that's not an avenue I'm going down. You're not going to catch me crocheting a scarf or a hat anytime soon.
I know.
As much as little Gumbo needs a crocheted kitty sweater, you see that face on the screen? I can tell you that is a Buick with teeth and claws. You ain't getting a little kitty scarf or a sweater on him.
So we have a little thrift store here that because we have the largest county in Colorado. There's only 4 towns, but there's people scattered all over, and people need help. So what they're doing, I was actually involved in getting this up and running. I'm so proud of myself because I actually stepped forward and did this. We started a little thrift store that all the money goes toward helping people with utilities, or if somebody needs a hotel, or some kind of dental, or doctor's appointments or something. So we donate everything to that little thrift store. You might investigate and see if there's any little thrift stores that
yeah, I've got there's 2 main charities here that I donate to: the American Veterans Association, and what's that other one? It's one of the smaller ones. It's like an offshoot of the Salvation Army. But they have, their little thrift stores, and
my sister went in and threw away all my mom's crochet patterns, and some of those were worth some money.
Yeah, see, the only thing I've got like that of my mom's is I've got a huge Rubbermaid box of her old Barbie dolls that are all in the box, and so I saved that.
Some money, especially if there's a box.
Right, I've got those, and then I saved all of my dad's collection. My dad and my granddad their collection of Playboys. But some of those,
One of those.
yeah, some of those are worth a good bit, you know. So I, I've I've got those sitting inside there. Well, the Barbies are in that thing up in the attic, and then the Playboys are in that extra room along with 40 other boxes of stuff, you know. And so I just try to slowly go through it as I can, and I just know that the sooner that I get this accomplished and really get my personal space, my personal life, in a way, it's very cathartic because it's therapeutic, I guess you could say, because it's almost like in a weird way, it feels like the external part of going in and cleaning up the inside, cleaning up the emotions, or doing the shadow work.
And
You know.
Daisy came on, and she's like the queen of minimizing everything.
Right.
She's the queen of that.
Well, then let's get Daisy over here. How far is she from Birmingham, Alabama? And we can, because there's so much of this stuff that I don't know. I'm gonna have to rely on the word of other people. I mean, I've managed to put the serious stuff up in a way, but with all of this other crap, I'm just kind of lost in it. Like my mother had a ton of, I guess, as any, mature woman of the 70s and 80s, she had a ton of costume jewelry and real jewelry, and
Evaluated, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have any? What is my mind? What happened to me is okay. Do you have any VHS tapes?
Yes and no. I managed to.
Check before you get rid of them, because what I did is I donated all my Disney ones to the
No,
women's.
I saved all of that. I went through all of the VHS and looked them up. When I was a kid, I was into comics, so I have a extreme affinity for, I've got a huge collection of comics. I've still got all my old toys. I've still got my teddy bear. I got my teddy bear.
Yeah, my mom gave me when I was 3. The music box still works on it and everything.
Yeah. My teddy bear, when I got the bear, I was still in the hospital from being born, and I was physically smaller than the teddy bear. And here it is, 50 and a half years later, and I've still got it.
So I donated those Disney movies. I found out 2 weeks later that if they had the black diamond on the box, they were worth $10,000 each.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to the women's crisis, and I looked at them when we were over there, and they all had the black diamond on them. I said, "Oh my God!" And then I had a Miss Revlon doll. She was the first doll that twisted and stuff, and the rubber band in the middle kept breaking, so I threw her away. She was in good shape with the clothes and everything. I found out later she was worth $2,600.
And you have to realize some of that stuff, I've got comics that are worth a good bit. But the big challenge there is, somebody might tell you, well, this is worth, $500 or $7,000 or whatever, but it's going to take you a lot of time and trouble to find the buyer for that. You actually have to pay to get the comic book graded. There's all kinds of stuff. Now the VHS tapes, I did go through, and I saved all of my Disney stuff because I did have some. And then there were other, VHS tapes that I wanted to keep, stuff of, bands and certain movies or whatever. I kept that and then took the rest of it and either threw it out or, sold it at a pawn shop. And then I've got others that have like old home movies and stuff from my grandfather and my aunts and uncles. So I've got those saved, and I found a working VCR, and I'm going to take those and run them through the graphics port and make DVDs or Blu-rays of them, just to
So
save
I
that.
look, okay, because I saw such a pattern of holding on to this stuff and then getting rid of it and then finding out later it was worth a lot of money. I had to look at that pattern. There was what was that show? Touched by an Angel. I remember one time this guy had bought every week bought a lottery ticket with the same numbers, and Monica was there, and the lotto numbers hit. But what happened is when he bought the ticket, they made a mistake on the number and gave him something with one number off. So he did not get the full jackpot.
Right.
And this is because he had the program that he would not allow himself to have that much money. And it made me think of that. Okay, where am I not allowing myself to bring in money from these things? You know,
Right.
it's like
Well,
I'm trying.
and it's almost like reverse manifesting, and see
Yeah.
that's why. Well, just like what you were just talking about, finding VHS tapes that are worth a good bit, or finding this that's worth that, or blah blah blah. When I go to start clearing this stuff out, those are the kinds of rabbit holes that I end up going down.
Exactly.
Those are the distractions, and I'm like, sweet mother of Buddha, I have got to, and so again, I've tried to organize and put these things in
Delegate.
boxes, and then once I get through with the garage, I figure by that time spring will be here and I can do the outside of the house, and then at that point in time I'll get my niece and a couple other friends over here and we'll sit down and take a weekend and grab 10 boxes, and we'll just watch movies. I'll cook out, whatever, and we'll sit down and go through those 10 boxes. And, and so I've got a structured plan on how to get rid of all this stuff. But I know it's been a real challenge being here by myself over the past, 4 years.
Because you're doing it, but that's the thing, and it was funny because I posted something on Community today. It was showing the Mona Lisa, right? And it says, this is what I look like. And her hair was a mess. And she goes, this is what it looks like, as a Libra after trying to get everything done because I don't know how to ask for help. And I said, boy, it doesn't sound like, what I'm going through and what you're going through. We don't know how to ask for help. We don't know how to delegate, Yeah.
No, unfortunately in my case, there's no one to delegate to, everybody's gone, dead, or there would
somebody.
Man,
can you do a trade with somebody?
Well, I have. I've got a couple of friends that I can call upon, and I will once that time gets here. It's just, I'm also busy with life. I went through my troubles and had my awakening, and then since then I've had, I had to have surgery. My father passed away, and there was that whole mess, and there's just been all kinds of life's little curveballs that get thrown at you. And now I'm at the end of that part of it, so I can see the light at the end of the tunnel with those situations that have been so stagnant, and having gone through
what you've got accomplished so far.
Yes, ma'am. I have accomplished a lot. It's just now I'm at this stage where, and don't get me wrong, I don't feel overwhelmed or bad about it. It's just I'm at the point where it's that time. It's now that I've got all these other situations kind of settled and out of my way, it's time to start focusing on JoJo and Gobo.
JoJo needs to take a little bit of a deep breath and relax a little bit. Relax.
Exactly. Well, and as sadistic as it sounds, sadomasochistic, I guess. Uh, I'm I honestly, the more I clean things and the more organized I get, the better I feel, the more
Yeah,
relaxed and comfortable I feel.
I understand.
And so I have an extreme personal motivation to get there. Um, and it's just I don't
Mhm.
know, it's just one of life's challenges. But I do appreciate. I mean, I do appreciate what you're saying and can understand what you mean. I mean, I have accomplished a lot. I know there's a lot more to go, but to get, I just have to get myself and my personal private little life in order to really tackle the bigger things that I'm trying to accomplish. And I don't, I'm working on everything kind of simultaneously, and I divide up the day with the help of those lists to do just that.
Oh, I know, and I think a lot more light workers are starting to do this too.
Yeah.
Getting stuff. Yeah,
Well, like I said, it's not that I feel overwhelmed by it. It's just where I am on the path.
yeah.
So,
Whitney, that's my pet peeve. Okay, first thing you learn in spirituality is how to ground and protect yourself.
hey, darling Lisa, how are you doing, ma'am? I
Okay,
can, I, I've got my computer sitting here on this, and then I've got my phone where I can actually look at the chat.
cool. Yeah, yeah. I'm lucky because I could see it on both with the StreamYard. Yeah. Okay, Whitney. Okay, do you ground and protect yourself, JoJo?
Yes, ma'am, every day.
Okay.
I
Are you
meditate twice a day. I walk outside for about 20 minutes, rain, shine, cold, whatever, barefoot on the ground. And yeah, I have certain ritual practices that I do every single day.
Would you share with Whitney how you ground and protect yourself?
Sure. I start out in the morning. The first thing I do when I wake up is I've got a little recorder. Um, as soon as I wake up, anything I can remember about dreams, I can't write when I first wake up. So I grab that recorder and speak, I record everything that I can remember about my dreams, and try to learn as much as I can about that from my own subconscious. And then right after that, I meditate and pray. And usually that consists of, it's about 30 minutes worth. I'll light incense. I've got, you know, what is it, selenite crystals.
Yeah.
I've got a little altar that I have. I'll meditate in front of it, burn incense, and just start my day that way and set my intentions for the day. And usually I try to, cleanse my energy. I use the bubble technique. You know, there's, I don't know, certain intentions that I set when I meditate. About, I'd say once every 2 or 3 days, I'll go to the house and uh, smudge it, burn sage and open a window or whatever, and I'll do sage, smudge that. And on those same days, I also take a salt bath with a little bit of moon water. It's water, clear distilled water that's been left out for a 48-hour period, 24 hours before the full moon and 48 hours after the full moon.
Ooh.
And so I'll put some of that in bath water, say a prayer for that. And so I try to do these ritual little practices of cleansing my energy, reclaiming all of my energy, cleanse in a cleansed form, past, present, and future. Use the sage to expel any negative energies. They're not allowed here. Send them back to the source with love, light, and consciousness, And so I do that. The meditation I have in the morning, and then every day to ground myself, I'll do another meditation, usually in the early part of the afternoon, the warmest part of the day. And I go outside and I'll meditate for about 10 minutes. And I do this barefoot. And I walk on the ground, in the dirt, in the grass, barefoot, every single day. Again, rain or shine. Of course, I'm the crazy artist guy at the end of the street with a nice enclosed backyard. So I don't really give a damn what other people think. I realize that might be hard for some folks. But you can buy grounding mats or grounding pads. But grounding is really important metaphysically, physically, energetically. It really helps.
Cool.
And so I just keep those practices up, and that's generally what I do. So far, it's helped me a lot. I know the meditation has really helped me to gain a lot of insight and focus. And then interpreting the dreams is a big one too.
Yes, that is. Okay, so hon, what I do, okay, so for grounding, I visualize my body from, I'd say, high waist down. I visualize as a tree trunk, and I visualize roots coming down from that tree trunk and from my feet going down and wrapping around the heart of the earth. I like to use tree trunk. I like to use trees because the roots are flexible and move with the energy of the earth. Okay? Because some people, put crystals through their feet into the earth. To me, that's not very flexible, not a lot of movement. But I like the analogy of the tree. So that's how I ground. For protection, I visualize a egg-shaped white light around me. I call for the white Christ light of protection. Infinite miles above, infinite miles below, infinite miles around and through, inside and out. And then I call the blue light of Archangel Michael for protection to encompass the white light, infinite miles above, infinite miles below, infinite miles around and through, inside and out. And then I call the golden light of the Holy Spirit in and seal all of that throughout eternity, throughout infinity. Okay? So that you don't have to go in and replenish it every day. I go in every couple days and check it and see if there's anything that needs to be touched up or cleaned up or anything. But that's how I put my spiritual protection on. But that's why I started this channel in the first place, because people are not being taught how to put up spiritual protection and grounding, and then they're running into all kinds of things. Okay, and I would be careful if you're trying to go into astral travel also, because you don't know what you're going to go out there and pick up and bring back with you. I would also ask for your angels, your personal angels, to accompany you on any astral plane trips that you take. And somebody recommended a book for me for astral travel, and I don't know where that is.
Yeah, because the 5D is a lot like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Except for herpes, that will go home with you. And the same thing is true for astral travel. You get out there, you can run into some dark stuff. I personally, the closest thing I come to it is when I kind of go within and meditate to get those creative images or those ideas or whatever, snatching things out of the 5D to turn into 3D. And I feel fairly well protected doing that. Plus, it's just an imagination. God knows that's where I lose myself. But I don't know. It's one of those things I definitely don't recommend people do unless they're serious about protection and serious about, learning the rituals involved.
That's why I was asking her, because she was accidentally doing that the other night in her sleep, last night in her sleep. Okay, there's a book. I think this is the one that somebody told me to order. Nope, it's not it. There's one, Astral Projection, a guide on how to travel the astral plane and have an out-of-body experience. I have one that I ordered, though, that explains the in and out. Somebody told me to read it because I had somebody that was coming in on the astral plane that wasn't leaving me alone, and I didn't know how to block him. But somebody told me that there's different levels of the astral plane. She goes, and they told me, why don't you just go in and block him on that level? I said, what? Didn't know I could do that. So what I did was I asked my angels to block the level of the astral plane that he is coming in on, so that he doesn't bother me anymore. Yeah.
Well, no, after I woke up, I've often wondered, how much protection work I would need energetically for just going up and getting ideas, or going up and searching for ideas, because to me, it's something I've done my entire life. I can go up and get without, I don't have to really meditate or anything. It just, somebody asked me to draw a picture or paint something or create a vision of something. So I just, kind of go within, reach within and grab it and go. But I don't know.
Okay, so Whitney, so this is one of the things that I've run across, hon, is people think that if they cannot go into a deep meditation, that they are not going into meditation. Okay? Star and I can go in and do a healing technique where you just close your eyes, visualize your body, and ask for anything not of your highest good to show up. That's a form of meditation too. You do not have to go into a deep form of meditation to be in meditation. Everybody meditates differently. Okay? So don't think that you're not going into meditation.
I do it when I walk each day.
Yeah.
I usually do about a 10-minute, especially now that it's colder, but I'll usually do about a 10-minute still meditation, but I also walk around the yard in the dirt barefoot, and within I'm just concentrating on my breathing and walking, where I'm at. You don't really have to, get too much into, the spiritual side or esoteric side of it. It's just a matter of concentrate on yourself, where you're at, your breathing, what your body's doing, how you're feeling, and something as simple as just concentrating on your breathing, or where you're at, what you're doing, and how your body's feeling. Just that simple act is enough to separate you from the chaos and the energy of the world, so that you're more grounded and focused.
So one of the things I said about 20 years ago in a metaphysical book club we were in, I told one of the gals, I said, I want to be able to go into a walking state of meditation all the time, because that's not possible. I thought, watch me. And I do see that I do that. but I have always had a knowing about things. But it seems to be stronger, and now I'm learning more about. I'm learning that I could do mediumship. I've known that I could do medical intuitive stuff. I can do some remote viewing. I'm learning all these new talents and stuff, and so it's you can be in a walking state of meditation.
Well, I almost think that that's the goal, though, is to try to achieve a walking state of meditation, because whether, it's almost like if you look at things like the law of attraction or, quantum physics and energies, you are in a constant energetic give and take with the rest of the universe. And the law of attraction, your thoughts. If you've ever read The Secret or seen the movie The Secret, they talk about it in there. You're in a constant state of dealing with the universe, whether you're awake or asleep. And especially if you're awake, your thoughts matter, your energy matters. And so it's almost like that's the goal, is you have to be constantly in a calm state, be at peace, and be secure within yourself, no matter what's happening around you. That's the energy that you want to be in, and receiving the millions and the all the bikini teens love me, and
So she says, what is your thoughts on my fiance asking me, did I just get out of bed just after I had this experience? Okay, so is your fiance intuitive? He may have been picking up on it on a spiritual level. Okay. He may be.
Yeah, and if you're connected to someone energetically, especially someone that would be as close as a fiance, you know, that's one of those connections where, well, you ain't got to have any cards to understand somebody's intention. You're automatically going to be putting off that energy, and someone that's that energetically tied to you in that way is going to be, they're going to be receptive enough to pick up if you're off or something shifted or changed or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially if you've already done the horizontal two-step.
But Whitney, I would watch some videos on how to do grounding and protection if you don't like the ones I was talking about. Okay. Find what works for you. Even what I tell you. But grounding and protection is crucial. Okay. Yeah. Didn't know I was going to have you teaching tonight, did you, JoJo?
I'll send an invoice.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad I could help. I got done cooking. Like I said, it's been a long day. Yesterday with the tornadoes and the storm stuff, and I had a bunch of work to do there. And I was on call last night with some of the cleanup crew folks, and so I ended up staying up for that a good bit of the night. But luckily, they didn't need me. I didn't have to go anywhere. And so today I finished up my work, and I got done eating. I just happened to, I'm sitting here at my kitchen counter. I just happened to pull up the iPad and saw you guys were on, so I thought I'd jump in for a little bit. But I don't mind telling you, JoJo's whooped.
Yeah. This week's been a challenge for me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think Mercury goes direct on the 18th. I think either Mars or Jupiter just went direct. I know both of them. I think Mars did.
Yeah, by the end of the month.
Mars is now direct, and I if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Jupiter that goes direct here in just the next couple of days. I think that's on the 16th, and then Mercury's direct on the 18th.
Yeah. So protection is a must all the time, hun, because you do not know what you were picking up on. You could just walk into a room and something can attach to you if you don't have any kind of protection on. If you were going through the astral plane, you're going to have all kinds of things attached to you and come back with you, you know?
But wearing protection is also a good thing.
Yes.
I wear several pieces of black obsidian, tiger eye. It's several different things that I wear. I've got I wear stainless steel necklace with a cross and an ankh on it, and then I've got a necklace that's black obsidian. I think it's black obsidian, sodalite, and tiger eye. And then I've got several bracelets that I wear as well.
I actually broke them down into colors. I broke them down into colors.
Mm-hmm. And you can get there's all kinds of little sets of them and stuff on Amazon that are really not that expensive.
These are blues, these are greens, these are browns, these ones are pinks and purples, this one's a mix, and this one's blacks and grays. But they're
The only colors that I've got are clear quartz, white quartz, and rose quartz. Other than that, pretty much all of my wardrobe and jewelry is black and silver.
So when I fell, when I blacked out because of the oxygen, I fell and hit my face on the vacuum, and I had blood everywhere. It was awful. My daughter freaked out. My neighbor freaked out. When I fell, I broke my black obsidian heart. It just totally pulled the little metal piece out. So when I got to the hospital, they're pulling this chain and all this jewelry hardware off, and they said, "Well, what was on it?" And I said, "A black tourmaline heart." You know.
Yeah, I've got a lot of black tourmaline around the house. I don't wear anything that's black tourmaline because it's very hard to shape. It's sort of like selenite. It's so brittle you can't shape it into anything to wear. But
yeah, well,
but it's good to have around.
By the doors, yeah, black tourmaline by the doors, but this was black obsidian. So apparently, when I fell so hard that it broke it off my neck.
And what were you doing when you fell?
I was okay. So what happened was I had gone down my daughter's and ate something down there. I'm telling you, it starts with stomach. I was walking. Okay, so here's the door. My other little car was here, and the car I was driving was over here. So it's about 15 feet. I got home, had no oxygen, was walking into the house, got as far as the door, and started to pass out. I said, oh, take a few deep breaths and see if this will recede. And it wasn't receding. I said, I've got 3 steps to the oxygen. I started toward the oxygen and woke up on the floor. And I had, like I said, I had blood all over my face. It was a mess. I think I fractured over here because I'm having some pain over here and stuff. But I blacked out because I didn't have enough oxygen. And I was laying on the floor and just coming to consciousness and thinking, wow, I'm on the floor. I don't even have the energy to move. So when I finally could move, I called my daughter and I called my neighbor. My neighbor freaked. There's blood everywhere. Are you okay? And my daughter she called her friends over here in the next town, and they came zooming over. They beat the paramedics, and the paramedics are right around the corner. But they hauled me off. I spent a week in the hospital.
Okay, Casey. Now tell the real story. What had happened was she got back from the strip club and rode home on her Harley. Was still a little drunk from all the Jaeger shots, and then
Yeah. Well, have a good night, Whitney. Yeah, yeah. So it scared me. It scared me. So yesterday I got home. I spent 5 hours at the dentist because my front crown broke. Whole nother story. This is one of the things. Everything has popped up financially. I got the bill for the hospital, for the ambulance, and then I had to apply for credit to get the crown. And it just did everything at once. This is what I said. It's bringing up a lot of stuff from the past, and I just relax into it. It's good. I know the money's going to come in, but I was so upset yesterday. Poor Daisy. Poor Daisy. She had to listen to me complaining, and but it's like I said, I sat there 5 hours at the dentist and ran out of oxygen out of 2 tanks because it's 45 minutes over there, 45 minutes back, and then sit there for 5 hours. So I almost
Have you-
passed out yesterday.
Have you looked into getting, they make those little portable oxygen.
They're also $3,000.
Well,
They're also $3,000. Insurance doesn't cover those. Hi, Star. So, and then today it was a little iffy, but that's my fault because I had to eat out, and I tried to keep it as clean as I could, but I got something apparently. But I know the symptoms. I know what to watch out for, but I wasn't planning on being gone that long today, and I was starving. And I went to some place that I thought I was gonna not have a problem with. So it's like 2 days in a row. But yesterday was bad. Yesterday was bad too. But I didn't pass out. But I am definitely scared of passing out now. My oldest son come in and said, "Well, we're going to have to put you in assisted living." And the nurse is rolling her eyes. They said, "You're not ready for assisted living." I said,
Well,
yeah.
the next time he tells you that, just tell him he's number one.
Yeah, well, he won't do anything for me because then he'd have to do something for his wife's mom too. And his dad. He says, maybe I'll buy a condo and put your dad, my dad, you and his wife's mom all in a condo. And his wife goes, my mom and your mom would kill your dad. Yeah. Oh, the man drives me nuts, and he's still telling me, "Do you still love me? I still love you." And I divorced him in 1988. He would come back in a minute. He keeps telling Steve that too. I would go back to her in a minute. It's like, no. No. He was a Gemini from hell. That man had 20 different personalities, all negative.
Come on now, you know just as well as I do that all Geminis are angels. I mean, so is the devil, but
my dad was a Gemini too, and he was the devil too.
Geminis get a bad rap.
My mom is in cardiac ICU and texting me about my brother having a cow down. Oh my God, Star. Did she have a heart attack? Does she even want to be here anymore, hon? So So I started colloidal silver again today because some of this stuff is Epstein-Barr virus and something called CMD, and between the two of them popping up after COVID knocks down your immune system. That all these old viruses that are usually held down by your immune system all came back up and attacked me. And that's what this is. But I can get off the oxygen once I get the stomach stuff under control. So
That's the only thing that worries me about getting out in the public more. I mean, I do get out in the public. We go film stuff, and
I loved your picture.
yeah, thank you. But as I get out more and more and more, I worry about that because I still haven't. I never got COVID. Knock on wood. And I've had all my booster shots.
Yeah.
But I try to take. Another thing I do for my physical health is I take, daily vitamins and, what the doctor says, and I take a pretty good, healthy dose of things in support. But it's just I've been in the house so long,
Yeah.
that it's I just haven't been exposed to enough outside of my own little bubble and world over the past
Well, see, that's
4
what
years.
I think is I want to go over and get signed up for the gym over here. They have a program, but I want to rebuild my strength up again, even if it's go in and ride the bike 2 minutes a day, because I'm sure a lot of this is being out of shape. But I notice a few days I'm able to get up and down the stairs a little faster and not get dizzy and everything. And then, except when I came in yesterday. So
I do work out and drink my protein shakes every day. And Star, I see your comment there. JoJo got back from the strip club. I don't dance like that anymore, dear.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not after my car wreck. I got a big scar on my right butt cheek. So I that stopped the dancing days.
Yeah. No, but I don't think when you're out there dancing. Oh no. That's crazy. Star, you coming on, hon?
I'm gonna have to jump here in a little bit. Like I said, JoJo is whooped.
She had pretty much blood in her body from the new chemo. But she's pissed because they're bothering her about a cow down. Oh my God. Your mom has to decide whether she wants to be here and put up with this stuff or not. Star says,
Star, where are you finding
club,
pictures of me in the club?
The pictures that you posted.
Hi,
Well,
Casey.
you guys- Hi. How you doing, hon?
Love to Leon. He's a great reader.
Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Oh, let me know what he says about the Geminis.
I listened to the Libra and I said, not again. Somebody coming back from the past. I said, what the hell? So here's a thought for you, Casey. Okay. It's not the past that defines us. It's our dreams. And some people only love you if you fit into their box. Don't be afraid to disappoint. Don't let people limit who you are.
Yeah, I'm kind of having an issue with that this past week. People trying to stuff me and put labels on me and define, what I am and what I am to them. And, it's not even the bad people doing it. It just folks. Some people just aren't open to all of the possibilities. You never know what the universe is going to throw at you. You never know what circumstances are going to change. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't think they're bad people. I think they just got a very limited view.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if Jojo was here when I was talking about my daughter earlier. My daughter is very much into metaphysics, but she's one of those people that she's right, you're wrong, right? She's in she's in a Christian book group with women doing boundaries. She goes, I don't know, Mom. I don't think I can do this. I said, just hang in there. You might learn something. She's the only one that's in there that she said, I have good boundaries. She says, but I need to learn to respect other people's boundaries. They were shocked. And then they were all in there talking about everything that was wrong with them and how they were broken. And she said, she brought it up, and I said, well, that's because they're taught that they're short of the glory of God, that they are not worthy, and all this. And she goes, well, that makes sense. I said, just look at it from a different point of view. But she stopped everybody and praised one of the gals for the changes she was making and stuff. And she said, everybody was shocked,
I always find it with boundaries. This is one of the things I've come across this week. Everybody needs to have, everybody needs to be emotionally independent. They need to have their boundaries up, their self-worth intact. But at the same time, you also have to respect other people's boundaries as well. It's almost like if you had the energetic space to handle someone or to allow someone into your life, you have so much bandwidth, there's so much room for them. And
exactly.
But you have to realize that person only has so much bandwidth or room for you as well. And they might not be aware of, such teachings or spiritualism or whatever they call the divine. And so depending on where they are on their path, their ideas of those labels or boxes that they're putting you in, they're not really again, it's not that they're doing something like that with evil intention. I mean, these are great people. I know some people that are spiritual that end up doing this, but they're so self-focused, which is good, that someone's self-focused, that they're not realizing that, hey, the other person has boundaries and a bandwidth to contend with as well.
Star says, like it's our tub, Jojo, laughing my ass off. Respect the tub's boundaries.
Our tub. Our tub. Yeah. Listen, you have fun with your descriptors there. I know what it says on the deed.
And it's funny because Joe, who was on here,
excuse me,
he says, wherever you go, because you just can't help teaching. But the doctor who's from India was working on my tooth, and her and this other lady were talking about something, and I made the comment. I said, we're all here to be different. We're all here. We're supposed to be learning to honor each other's differences. And they both just kind of looked at each other and got quiet, and they go, you're right, right. Learning to honor each other is the most important thing. And I could just hear Joe, because when I was in the hospital, one of the nurses said something. I was telling her some metaphysical stuff. Joe goes, you just can't help teaching. I said, that's just who I am. Like, my youngest son was saying, well, if we put you in a assisted living, you'll have people to associate with and stuff. I said, oh my God, I would not fit in there because my whole life is metaphysical stuff. I don't know how to relate with people that are not into metaphysics and talk metaphysics, It's like,
well, once you get on the path, I mean, once you I know the traumatic stuff that I've been through and what I went through, the experience that I went through that woke me up.
Yeah.
I'd always heard things. I'd always had, you know, I guess people would call them paranormal experiences or hearing things or sleep paralysis or whatever. These different experiences that let me know in a very serious way that the 3D that we live in is not all that there is. And I knew that to be a fact because, well, it was many years ago that mathematically they proved, scientifically they proved that there are 11 dimensions and we only live in 3. So what's in the other 8 dimensions? And that's why I don't consider anything to be supernatural. It would just be superior to our natural knowledge. But once you start studying it, once I went through this terrible breakup and medical issue that really messed up my life, that's what started me on that awakening path. And I didn't even see it at the time. I was just all upset because I had this mass exodus of people out of my life who thought I was just horrible. And there was like 15, 20 people that just disappeared.
Yeah, well, you were leaving them behind spiritually. Yeah.
Exactly. So when I really woke up, I mean, I've been in the meditation for years, but after that, my meditation took on a whole new meaning. I found tarot.
But energy, yeah.
Yeah, and I discovered light work, and it literally got plopped into my lap one day. So once you start doing that, once you start on that path, you'll find that there's not any going back. And people that you run into ask you about stuff or talk to you about things or whatever, and it's just because that's what you're doing, that's what you're into, that's the path that you're on. You're naturally going to relate to anyone from the spot that you're at. And if you're on your spiritual path, that's where you're at. So that's what you're going to apply to it, because you're learning. I know in my path, in my journey, I've had to really analyze myself, take a good look at myself in the mirror, realize the bad parts of JoJo and change things. And then it's all about relating. It's all about that energy, the energy transfer when you communicate with somebody, when you deal with someone, anyone over anything. How do you want your burger cooked? Yes, I'd like it medium rare. Just that simple little exchange of information is an energy transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's if anybody mentions anything slightly higher than that or more intellectual, it becomes a matter of experience. And what will you learn, or what will you teach, or who will you guide, or and it's everywhere. It's everything. It's every single thought.
So maybe about 5 years ago when I was in the hospital, I had a male nurse that was coming in and asking me all kinds of questions. He would find reasons to spend extra time to ask me all kinds of questions. Then he would go home and talk about it with his wife, and then she would send him with some questions and stuff too. But it's interesting. A lot of the nurses nowadays, when I had my knee replacement surgery, one of the nurses said that she went to a Reiki class and she was passing around a Reiki ball, and she goes, "That was awesome." The gal, this last time, she goes, "I went into a class where I learned to balance all my chakras, and so it was, there's a whole new breed of nurses coming in now."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And now, since I've learned what I've learned, I think the main thing the main reason I want to do a deck, besides being in artwork and publishing, is the fact that there was so much in the tarot deck that really struck a nerve in me as far as my own path. You know, when you look at you have all the energies that you can be in within that 78 card deck. But if you really look at the major arcana and you look at the path of that person from the Fool all the way to the World, you know, that really is the path. And then you've got all these different energies of what you can appear as, what you can be in, how you present yourself, you know, how you deal with other energies, all of it. So yeah, every moment is either a teaching moment or a learning moment or a just shut up and listen to what the universe has to say moment.
Well, it's kind of interesting because Star and I had talked about this a couple of years ago, how, you know, I've never had any formal training on anything. Everything's been self-taught. I've had a few classes here and there. I said I would love to be able to take some classes to see, because we had a gal on here. She says, you have all the clairs. You just know things. She says, you have the ability to do psychometry and all these things. And I thought, wow. I said, it'd be nice to be able to get a little bit of training to see if I could explore that. I knew that I could do medical mediumship. Star and I kind of do that a little bit anyway. But now I'm in this class, and they are. I'm just surprised at the abilities that I have that I didn't even know I had. You know, like I said, what do we allow ourselves to have? You know, and doing even the remote viewing is. I did remote viewing for the teacher, and wow, we actually did it on something, but the message that came through for her had her kind of flustered. She goes, I've had a lot of readings the last few days. And she says, but none of them have addressed this issue. She says, this is the only issue that wasn't addressed. But it was during a remote viewing, I kept trying to push it away, and the message kept coming back. So I knew I had to tell her.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I know with mine, I used to hear this thing, I called them the cicadas, because that's what it sounded like, was the sound of cicadas in trees during the summer. And after I woke up and really started seriously meditating with purpose, not just meditating to be calm, that's when that sound went away. And that's when I started hearing it and, you know, feeling it and sensing the words and the images and the little flashes that come through with things. But the cicada sound went away. So for me, it was like the cicada sound was like a static on an untuned radio. And once I tuned the radio, I can hear the station quite clearly now. And there were a lot of things that changed, but I don't think of myself as someone that's gifted. I just think of myself as someone.
we have all the gifts, talents, and abilities. And
Yeah, I just, you know,
it was like lording it over their wife, how much more they knew and learned. And I said, I want to tell you this. We are all the same level. We all have the same gifts, talents, and abilities. What do we allow ourselves to have? You're not above somebody else. You don't know more than somebody else. They've come in on a different path. We all have the same energy. What do they allow themselves to have? He got real quiet. Real quiet. He don't tell her nothing anymore, because
I think of it the same way as any talent. You know, I like the stuff that I do. People say that's a talent. Well, you can play an instrument, or you can paint, or you can draw, or you can do whatever. It's a matter of, are you interested in that thing? What do you love to do? And so, yeah, I like to paint. It's very interesting to me. And so no matter what anybody else thinks of what level painter you are. Are you a master, or what kind of art do you do, this, that, or the other. I'm going to put out something that I believe is right for me, and I'm constantly striving to make that better. And so with that being a passion of mine, it doesn't matter how good anybody else thinks it is. It's how good do I think it is. And I'm on the path to impress me. And so as I learn things, I focus in on what I'm interested in. What I'm about to be interested in is removing a cat. Gumbo, get down.
We are going to be having a gal that's going to come in on Friday nights. She is new at this. She has found out that when she does art, she seems to be channeling stuff. Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah, because it's like a form of meditation. You get out of the mind and you're in the creative mode, and yeah. So she's going to be coming in. I don't know starting when, but I guess that we're going to be working with her. So this
stars coming in. Oh, it's getting awful late. Oh my goodness, I'm so
Jojo,
tired.
I want you to leave. I want you to leave. I want you to test me. I want you to test me. I want you to test me. I got questions about your photo ops that you had there, sir.
I think it's like a recreation of a past life situation.
I mean, let's talk about you know how those Western days used to be when they would sit there and gamble and whatnot, and
yeah, that's kind of the theme that they were going for with that.
Yeah, well, Kevin hit that one right on the dot.
Yeah,
he's
first thing I thought was past life. They did this in past life.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Kevin and I both are.
Yeah, you and Kevin hit it right on. Now,
large
Bill,
creatures.
Bill, I'm not gonna lie, I like Bill and all, but I don't think he was there with y'all. Okay, I don't think so.
Bill's, he's just an old radio guy. Kevin's
no,
an actor
I
and
like
a director,
Bill.
and
I'm aware. I'm aware.
I'm the engineer with the fun
No,
voice.
I'm just saying, y'all have done that just before. Bill, I think, might have been around for the first time.
Yep. First thing, creation of past life stuff. Yeah, these guys have been together before and done this.
Yeah, except for Bill, he was around Barney Fife like time. Yeah, he was definitely then.
I'll pass
and I
that
mean that
along
in the
to
nicest
anything.
way, because no, I mean that in the nicest way, because I think he's hilarious. But I'm just like, no, not the same lifetime.
Hold on just a second. I gotta go do some cat retrieval. I'll be right back.
Cat retrieval. That sounds fun.
We missed you Tuesday, hon.
I know. Let me tell you, I've been running like a chicken with my head cut off. Because
when did she go into you?
Oh, she went in on Saturday because I refused to go up. Because I knew that she needed to go to the hospital, and I refused to go up. So I made them call an ambulance. Because the week before, like, I'd been there every day. And then I had picked her up, like, lifted her. And my dad, when I lifted her, he pulled backwards on her. And I have, between my C2 and my C3 is pinched in my spine. And I felt it, okay? I'm still feeling it. My fingers are, I'm iffy on it.
Girl, you haven't do any work on yourself?
Oh, I've been doing it. I got fingers, my thumb and my pointer finger, I got tingling sensation again. But,
you can always call,
Oh, I know. It's just, when, because Courtney, not to say names, my brother's significant, whatever you call it, decided to go out to her families who all had the flu and then brought it home So they're all contaminated. So none of them can go down and see my mother, and my mother wants somebody there every day.
You don't think she's not scared?
Oh, I know she is, but that's not the point. Like when I have Cheyenne, I take her to school. I come back. I do what I have to do here, and then I pick her up, and then we go down there, and then I come back. I'm only one person.
I know.
And then, oh, but I did do something also kind for my father. He shall just be so grateful, but he doesn't know it yet. So he hadn't scheduled his surgery. It's February 3rd at 8 a.m.
You
He does not know. It's a surprise, but the person who's taking him is aware.
Oh my God.
What? He lied. He done lied to my mom and upset her already, and now they're bothering her about the dang cow. Like I give a crap at almost midnight. What, do I look like I'm about to go to the farm at midnight and it's snowing here and they got this stinking truck? Nope, because I don't drive in the snow without the truck. They dumb. And they all contaminated. If I go up there, guess what? I can't go see mom, so they screwed. I can't do it. And then I got Cheyenne's rescheduled. I got.
For them to have a wake up call.
What's it gonna take? Oh, did I tell you I sent her to her room?
You did?
Yeah, I did. I think it shocked the hell out of my dad. Well, no. Okay, so they put that temporary. It's like a stomach pump. It's not. It's like a stomach colon pump thing for my mom, so she's not puking all the time. Okay, whatever. Well, I was rebandaging, like putting the gauze underneath it and like re-taping it down. You know.
Yeah.
She walked behind me 5 times and bumped me. Now, 1, that's in between my mom's ribs. 2, one wrong move, I could have collapsed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple things that could have went wrong. I said, Mom, hold this. And I turned around and I was like, go to your fucking room where you fucking been all goddamn day and I don't want to see your fucking face until after I leave.
Okay.
I was in that moment of, I will kill you today.
And she went to her room too, huh?
Oh, yeah, no, she went to her room, and then my brother came home, and then she pushed her daughter, 5 years old, by the way. And my brother said, I want you to push her again. I want you to push her again. I turned around, and I was like, yeah, because today is not the day. I promise you, that room will not be where you lay tonight.
What did she say?
Oh, she shut the door. I was like, shutting that door ain't going to save you, honey. My mom was laughing. I'm like, could you not laugh? I'm trying to revenge you. I was in a mood of, I want to go. I'm tired. I have to get Cheyenne in the shower. I still have to feed her dinner. Something that one in there doesn't do ever for her own child. Like, it was that moment of, y'all can't do this. There's 3 adults in this house, and why am I still have to stop to do simple things?
I know.
So, yeah, it was a moment of...
Does she have any sisters or anybody that can help?
Who?
Your mom.
You mean my aunt that passed? No, other than that, no. I mean, my dad's older brother, his wife texts me every day. My Aunt Cindy texts me every day and asks, but my uncle, he's got cancer.
Darlene, Lisa, you're very correct.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I'm following.
Oh, it's not calling his name. It's not.
Gumbo's food bowl was almost empty. And so that was the source of the trouble. He won't come up and tell me directly. He'll just go and knock stuff over and get into stuff and just basically be a little ass until I turn around and pay attention and go, okay, what is the problem? And then he walks straight to that food bowl.
Oh,
And he
is he
can,
a Gemini?
yeah, he can see the bottom of it. So that means famine and imminent.
Well, cats, it seems like cats, every time they get a breath of fresh air, they think they're hungry anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Well, let me tell you about my mother's cat. My mother's cat has attacked everybody but me. My mom wore that, I bandaged that thing, whatever, okay. She didn't want her on her stomach, so my mama, like, pushed her off her lap, whatever. She went over and jumped on my, my purse, my everything that I had. Sitting in this chair. I went to move her. The little shit bit me. I was like, okay, Satan. Go be pissed off at her. I didn't do nothing to you.
Uh,
Yeah.
on that note, the cat is fed and JoJo is tired. Yeah, Darlene Lisa is absolutely right. So
I
I
know.
will bid
Jojo,
you
I'm not gonna
all
lie, I
adieu.
missed you.
Hey, I miss me too. I'll get back there.
Jojo,
I kind
Yeah.
of put him on the spot tonight, and
I know where you sleep, okay?
Yeah, about 20 feet away from my tub.
Our tub, respect its boundaries, okay? It has agreed. It has energy, and I've heard it. It agrees. It's ours.
so he'll probably let you use his tub if you go down there and help him organize.
Hey, I would. Look, for a vacation, I'd organize the hell out of it. What you need?
Yeah.
Did you just say
If
no?
no, I said yeah. If y'all saw it, you would understand. I don't know. It's a mixture of messy and a bunch of old junk, and then there's also a good healthy dose of JoJo pet peeve thrown in there.
Oh, I'm great at pet peeves because I have OCD. I have I have a place for everything. Oh, I mean we could work this out. Books go with books, Jojo. Duh.
We'll figure it out. All right, kids. Well, y'all
Yes.
have a
Good night,
wonderful
Jojo.
evening. Stay blessed,
Thank
and
Jojo.
I'm sure I'll see y'all around it at some point in time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Don't get lost in the old-fashioned days.
Have an awesome
I
week.
will. You too, Miss Casey. Y'all be good.
You too.
Love you. Anywho, yeah, that's been my life, y'all. Anyone want to trade spots? I'm willing to trade.
No, I've been dealing with my own shit this week.
Dang, because if my dad knows that I knew before he knew, oh, hell will break loose.
I got hit with all the medical bills this week. That's
Oh, Lord.
and then Monday, my crown broke. The whole back of it disintegrated, and I said, "What the hell?" So I called and called and called. Nobody was in till Wednesday, so they got me in for Thursday. They won't honor the warranty because I was too sick to go in and get my teeth cleaned. I said, that has nothing to do with my crown. And I had to get credit to get an $800 crown now.
Wow.
Oh, I'm just getting hit on top of medical bills. And I said, I'm just not going to stress about it. I'm just going to start visualizing everything paid in full and apply for some grants and stuff to see if that'll help. And I'm not going to stress about it, putting it all in God's hands.
That's what I would do, and I cannot believe my brother just pulled up at 12:02. You are shitting me.
At your house?
Yep.
Why would he show up at your house when the cow's down?
That's what I want to know. Don't fucking come contaminate shit here, dumbasses. I'm not even. I'm asleep, y'all. Y'all don't even hear me.
Your mom okay?
Mom's still in the hospital. Tomorrow makes a.
I know, but he's not showing up at the house because something happened to your mom, is he?
No, she texted me about the cow.
Oh my god.
What the hell did he? Oh my god! I know what he's here for. The flipping.
He's not coming to pick you up to help.
Nah, I know what he wants. He wants the hammock.
Oh. Look at Joe.
I mean, seriously, he's gonna wake Grandma up. Like, he brought the truck. It's loud as fuck. I got both headphones in, and they're sound isolating, like,
Yeah.
and I can hear it.
So we were doing remote viewing on Tuesday, and I saw something that was metallic that fanned or feathered out. I don't remember what else I said, but it was a bowl, about this kind of a almost flat bowl. It was metallic, painted metallic on the top. But what I saw, I asked her, I said, "Do you know the history of that bowl?" She says, "No, it's just something I have." And I said, "Because what I was shown was an Asian woman. I was seeing an Indian."
That's crazy, because I was gonna say, I just see it Asian, or it's either Asian or Japanese.
An Asian Indian woman with the little dot on her forehead walking a tightrope. And she had her eyes closed. I said, she has to take a leap of faith. I said, but she doesn't realize that she's being supported by her ancestors.
Hmm.
Her ancestors are holding her up and supporting her through all this. And she got flustered. She got flustered. She goes, "I've had a lot of readings the last few days." She says, "Over a lot of issues, but this was the only issue that was not dealt with." And she goes, "You just,
Why do I see Theon?
why you see what?"
I see Theon.
Yeah, it was Theon, but this was
They just showed me Theon's, like, a flash of her, like, hello. I'm like, hello.
yeah, she was a little flustered because I picked that up. Yeah, she was a little.
I see her holding a stick on this balancing beam, like, but it's balanced for her. Like, it has, I don't know how to explain it. It's like,
She said a lot of people tell her she walks a tightrope. I didn't think it was her.
and
I kept thinking that whoever created the bowl.
it's like a, I don't want to say curse, but it's like something that needs to be broke. Mindset or something.
But I kept seeing this was it was like there was this woman had to be encouraged in order to create this bowl. Maybe the bowl was an analogy for evolve. I don't know.
He can't find the goddamn hammer. I swear, if I have to go outside, y'all's gonna hear me cuss my brother out, just so y'all clear. Please ignore the cussing of the brother.
Where's the hammock at?
It's in the car. It's not like he can't see it.
So how are you doing though? Besides being exhausted and pulled in 20 directions and
I mean, PG.
no, you're not.
I mean, it's only midnight, and I mean, you see, it hasn't stopped yet.
I know.
And then I got Grandma who wants to be like,
Who's taking your dad to the hospital on the 3rd?
my uncle, thank God.
Are you gonna pack a bag for him? For your
Hell
uncle?
no, I done told him to do all of it at once, so he can't get up. What are y'all talking about? No, he wants to know pain, okay?
Oh my God.
He was on the phone with my mom or yeah, this morning, and the doctor walked in and she was like, "Look, because chemo made like her mouth sore or whatever, dry, so it made like sores in her mouth." And she's like, "Well, I still got the sores and my throat's still sore." And my dad is like, "Well, my throat's sore too." She hung up on him. What? She's talking to her doctor. You could have fixed yours. You could have told the idiot who lives with you to, I don't know, Lysol, disinfect, and clean so none of y'all got sick. But you didn't.
Yeah.
So, and mom's like actually sick, so I'm very confused.
Is anybody left here? Oh, there's one person. Who all is here tonight?
Judy's still here.
Yeah. Because I only show one person now, so it's 0.
Um,
Oh my God.
I don't know. I know that Marv's going to direct us. Mm.
All this financial stuff is coming up from the past because I was sick all my life, and every time a medical bill came in, I used to get in a panic because finances were stretched so tight back then. And I've been given gratitude for just a little bit of a leeway in finances, and then this popped up. It's like,
He's really just sitting out there. I'm gonna have to go look. Oh my God. This is insane, y'all. Welcome to my. Cause someone just followed me around with a camera so I could send this into some TV show like Welcome to My Life.
why don't you just call him?
Oh, seems so far away. They're not gonna hang up from here. Oh, and he doesn't get service here.
I wouldn't help him.
I'm just gonna open the door and be like, "It's in the flipping front seat, idiot," and then close the door.
Do you have Cheyenne tonight?
No.
How's she doing with Grandma in the hospital?
Oh, she doesn't know how bad it really was.
She's been in there since Saturday?
Mm-hmm. On the cardiac ICU.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Shine kind of gets it, but she doesn't understand the extent of they brought her back. I figured that was better left not told.
So she died and came back?
Well, they didn't technically lose her pulse. It was just so faint that they didn't know what was going on, so they shocked her anyways. But she had literally almost no blood in her body, so that's why her heart was like barely pumping.
Yeah. But how's she doing today?
Oh, she's very feisty. If she can tell my dad to take it and shove it up his ass and spin, she great.
So I'm hoping that some of this blood that she's getting transfused with is from somebody that was a very strong, independent woman that'll tell people off.
Well, I mean, she continues to get more aggressive with each one, so I'm like, oh, Mom, okay, first of all, calm it down with me. I'm here to help. If you're mad at Dad, I'll call him for you.
Yeah, we're all sending prayers for her. Just let us know what's going on, huh?
Oh, I know. Heck, half the time I wake up, like this morning I woke up And had a text. The only thing I seen was, I might be getting released. What the do you mean? What? They keeping. Like, she sent that after I had fell asleep, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So-
what they had told her was that they were gonna, you know how you go, like, through the stages or whatever? Like, if you're in ICU, you downstep to, like, a regular floor or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what they had told her, but she took it as she was being released.
Vitamin C is water soluble. I do think that you can take too much vitamin C, though, hon.
Yeah, you can. It will eventually stop your immune system from
Yeah.
kicking in and for itself.
So you know how to use a pendulum, hon? I've been working with teardrops. She got her husband started on Natural Calm. He likes that. Now she needs to get the stuff for the. I'm just shaking my head at the doctors and stuff. Like, what the hell?
Oh, and well, I'm gonna bring that up. If anybody remembers, go back a couple of months. I said, remember, I mean, it was, I don't know, let me think, maybe August, July, August, stock up on antibiotics. Right now, we have a shortage of, guess what? Antibiotics. We now have a shortage.
Colloidal silver, hon. That's what they used to use for antibiotics before antibiotics.
Oh, I know, but it was like I don't know, I got that trigger months ago, and now here we are.
Yeah. I think that this, I think the blood tests for me are off because when I went to the doctor on Wednesday before I went to the hospital, I got sick on Friday, ended up in the hospital on Sunday. But I had blood tests on Wednesday. I was off the oxygen. I was off the blood pressure pill. The blood, he showed I was iron anemic. He's got me on an iron pills now, and I'm noticing that my fingernails have shifted. One of my fingernails that was splitting is no longer splitting. So I'm thinking I was probably anemic, iron anemic before all of this. I knew I was B12 anemic already, but it wasn't showing iron anemic. So that might be contributed to some of this also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm always low on iron, though, but my body refuses it.
I almost passed out yesterday because I ran out of oxygen at the dentist. They ran off all my oxygen at the dentist office. By the time I got home, I was totally out of oxygen and was trying to walk into the house and almost passed out again. I had to sit on the stairs. I thought I would put my oxygen on. Okay, I have the concentrator on the bottom and I have a fill the tank thing on top. The fill the tank thing on top was on. So I'm hearing the machine running and I'm thinking that my oxygen is running and I'm not getting better and I'm not getting better and I'm not getting better. It finally dawned on me that the oxygen machine was not actually working. So and then today I had problems too, but I was starving. I had to stop and get something to eat because I was gone longer than I should have been today. And then I came home and took a 15-minute nap and got on here. So, yeah.
Good night, Judy.
Good night, Judy.
Lots of love to you, too.
We need our probiotics. We need our, everybody should be stocking up on the colloidal silver, oil of oregano. I am taking Korean ginseng now because it helps boost the immune system. I'm taking the colloidal silver because it helps Epstein-Barr and that CMD virus. I'm just, tired of feeling like this. But for me to get out, in the last few days, I've been getting up and down the stairs a lot faster and a lot better. So I am improving again. And it's like, why does this just keep coming up, you know?
Well, that's funny because I asked that too. But see, I've noticed something else. Like when they have me running like crazy, because if y'all haven't noticed, they do it at certain times to me. Like I run like a chicken with my head cut off. It's usually for a reason.
How are you doing, Darlene? But it's yeah, it's just the energy's weird. It's just this whole week for me has been bad. Poor Daisy was listening to me on yesterday coming home about my bad day. She goes, I have a bad day once in a while. I said, yeah, yesterday just kind of got to me.
Yeah, I have a few of those. Normally, I do pretty well at just like, okay. I see the trigger. I'm not gonna give in, and then no. I've seen the trigger, and I went, look.
I keep asking, is a lot of these symptoms now because of spiritual? I'm not getting.
Yeah, see, that's what they do to me when I am running like crazy, is because they need my mind to be on something else so I can have this burst of something, and then when I finally get time to like relax, it's like, whoa, where did that come from?
Snuck in on me. Yeah.
I mean, they have to do it to me. If not, I mean, it's like, what's that? What are y'all doing? I know y'all doing something. I can feel it. I know y'all. And I can still feel it, but it's like I don't have time to stop and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So it's like, runner.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm just, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just kind of going with the flow, trying to get through everything. I want to get to the point to where I can go to the gym, and even if I ride the bike 2 minutes a day, that's working toward building up some stamina, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I, you know, and then Eric came down so sick, he took all my water bottles Christmas, New Year's Day. And then he got so sick, he hasn't been able to go get water for me. His sister went and bought me some water bottles because they didn't have any drinking water. But I made him promise on New Year's Eve that he would go get a physical. So he lied to me on Monday. I said, because I messaged him, I said, I know you're probably mad at me because I called his mom because he was so sick. Brianna was banging on the door for half an hour to get him up. He was so sick, and she was leaving the baby with him. And I told Linda everything that was going on. I said, he didn't tell you everything. I said, I worry about him too. I said, because they told him, I said, I made him promise to go for a physical because they told him they thought he had bleeding ulcers also. I said, when he walked in here, he looked like a ghost on me. And he says, well, I can understand. I didn't go to sleep till 6 a.m. I said, no, this was New Year's Eve. This was before you went out. And he's just been so sick since. And he just had 4 wisdom teeth out. I was worried about sepsis too, you know. So
wow.
I messaged and he says, no, I'm not mad at you. I've just been so sick. And I said, yeah, that's why I called your mom. I said, you give people the shirt off your back And if you're too sick to do something for somebody else, I know you're really bad. I know that you're really bad. But his mom told him to get some oil of oregano and stuff too. So he was going to go pick that up. So, but he was going, he told me I went to the doctor and got antibiotics. Then I questioned him some more and I said, when did you go to the doctor? He goes, well, actually, I got an appointment on Friday. See, trying to throw me off here. So I told him, when you come in looking like a ghost like that and scared the shit out of me, I said, I want to see you around another 75 years. And he goes, oh, hell no. I see what old people go through. I don't want to live that long.
Oh, God.
I said, what the hell? You got to be around for your daughter. Got to be around for your daughter.
Oh, no, I think me and Cheyenne freaked the nurse out.
Why?
Okay, so Mom's pulse was steady 80, and that was the oxygen, everything. Wouldn't come up. It was staying at 80. I was like, Mom, hold my hand. I was like, Cheyenne, come here, hold my mom's other hand. It hit 95, like, in seconds. I was like, okay. I said, okay, Mom, let go of our hand. It dropped back down to 80. And every time it did it, it would alert the nurses station. I was like, okay, hold our hands. And it would do it. And it was like, she came in. She's like, what are y'all doing? I was like, nothing, watch. Hold our hands.
And what did
And I was like, let it go. And she would watch it go down. I was like, hold our hands. She's like, what are y'all doing? It's called energy. I was like, it's actually called healing, but I mean, I don't expect you to actually want to know. She's like, no, I'm intrigued. Do it again.
But
Mom just laughed.
A lot of the younger nurses are getting involved in a lot of this stuff, you know?
Well, yeah, she was younger. She was like, I'm intrigued. Do it again. Mom was laughing. She's like, I feel a lot better.
Yeah. Mine
And then the nurse was like, can you make it steady? And I was like, can try. I was like, all right, Mom, pull some of it. It stayed at 88 after we let go. So after we left.
Did it go back down again?
No, it's at 99.
Good.
Because the nurse came in today, the one that was there the other day, she was like, I don't know what you did exactly, but I would like you to teach me. I was like, let me see your hand. She's like, I don't mean on me. I was like, I don't know how else to teach you. It's just a hand. My hand is your.
Have her feel her auric field first.
Oh, I was like, I just wanted to feel like the energy from my hand.
Yeah, well, have her find hers first. Oh, mine's out here tonight.
I was like, just feel my hand, like.
Wow, mine's out here tonight. Lately it's been about here. It's out here tonight. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, and then I was on. I couldn't sleep one night because I can't remember why. Oh, you know how you get tired, but you're like so tired you can't sleep.
Yes, I've been doing that all 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Okay. Well, I was scrolling through TikTok and I came across someone, and they intrigued me, so I stopped and I was listening and I was like, hold up. I'm not trying to like interrupt your live. Like, I'm really not, and I hope this doesn't offend you, but who in here is scared to death right now? Because, like, I can literally feel you shaking. Like, it's bothering me. She's like, my light just went out, and that's confirmation. So let's go ahead and adjust this. So I had to astro travel, and she just had people that were stuck, like, in between, like, in the house that she lived in. It was a male and two, like, teenagers, like, teenage boys. I don't know what happened to them. I didn't want to know. They were just, like, very confused.
Now,
So,
that I haven't experienced yet, I think, because that would freak me out.
well, I was like, she's like, the lady was typing, she's like, my house, I was cold. I'm stripping. I was like, yes, I see that. Could you not strip completely, please? She's like, you can see me. I mean, no, not at all. Does that freak you out if I can? If so, I can't see shit. Like, she's like, I just feel the energy change. It's hot in here. I was like, yeah, sorry. Should have warned you. I usually have someone that does that for me.
Yeah.
But she's like, I like you. I'm like, oh, okay. I just must have been here at the right time. I mean, she's like, no, I like you. Okay. So
We
she
are
found me on Facebook. So I'm like, oh, how'd you do that? There's nothing on TikTok that has anything of my name on it. How'd you find me?
I think that I've noticed that we're not getting as many people watching us on Friday nights anymore. We've gone down about half.
Yeah, well, I think there's a right now is still, I keep getting cleanup, like it's still wrap up, like wrapping it up. I don't know, clean up, wrap up.
Okay, that's exactly what I said at the beginning of the night. I pulled cards.
Mm.
I did pull cards, and that's what it was saying. It's like we're moving out, we're letting go and moving out of a lot of old energy. I think for the first 4 months of this year, that's what we're going to be doing.
That's all I've been hearing is clean it up and wrap it up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm like, I am. That's my reaction is I am.
So I don't know. It's yeah.
And decisions.
Yes.
No, that's a big one. Clean it up, wrap it up, and decisions. Finalizations. There's something with finalize. I don't know. That's all I've gotten out of them. And something with Hecka, which I know who Hecka is, which I don't talk about it a whole lot. But I mean,
She's popping up in my feed lately. Yeah.
No, she been coming around a lot. Like she all up in my energy field. I'm like, excuse me, I'd like to breathe.
Yeah, because somebody told me one night in a reading, and it's funny because I did a reading at one card pull in the middle of the night the other night, and I've been saying for how many months now, you know, how they treat you is you know, yeah.
Well, Hecka is also, well, I don't know if a lot of people know exactly who Hecka is, but it's kind of like some people call her the mother of witches or the mother of the moon or the mother, whatever. There's many different names.
Yeah, they kept saying that she was around me, and then
she's been around me. She won't leave, and I mean, I keep hearing her. I heard her say.
So the person that pulled a card for me the other night, they said, "Yeah, pay attention to how people are treating you. They're just showing you how they are." And I said, "Yep, that's exactly what I've been saying the last 3 months."
Okay, so let me explain what I've heard then, because this resonates with you too, because she was very clear to me with what I'm supposed to be paying attention to.
How people treat you.
That, and she's fed up with it.
Yeah, so am I.
The table, well, she is. Divine's stepping in. Hecka's gonna step in. Karma's coming. If you are near them, their towers will affect you.
Yeah, well, I'm staying away from everybody.
That's I'm like, I'm good.
Next time I get out, I think I'll run over and drop off everybody's presents at Steve's house and be done with that because it's taking up all my car.
hmm But yeah, I mean, and it's so weird because I usually don't talk like about,
Me,
because I know everybody has their own little thing.
I
But
know.
Heck is extremely strong for the last week and a half, all up in my
That's funny that we're both getting that.
Oh, I mean, and I have not brought it up to anybody. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Guys, loud and clear. Because it's very stern.
I've gained about 130 followers on TikTok, even though I haven't done any readings for about 6 weeks. I'm going to try to put up a 3-minute reading this weekend, at least telling them who I am.
Well, that's, and
I would like to get to 1,000, and then we could do some lives on there, you know.
oh, yeah, no. Oh, and what was the other thing? There was something else you told me. Oh, the divine connections that people have put mountains in front of.
Yeah.
She's sick of that too. They're now gone.
Who else is here besides Darlene? Come in and ask some questions.
I was just like, wow. That's a lot of information to know about. Why are you telling me?
There's so many shifting. But yeah, watch the reading at the beginning of tonight. It was talking about cutting away through everything, trying to find peace, and there's definitely some changes and stuff cleared out.
And there's something about, and before Hecka came into my energy, oh, it was like heavy Egypt. Like, almost like the god and goddesses were about to come back, y'all. Like, they're about to walk among us and start their shit, okay? They ain't happy.
What I feel like I'm associating with Hecka is more Scottish.
Oh yeah, but no, this was before she came into my energy. Like I'm getting different like eras.
So I've got a book that compares Celtic with Druidism.
It's almost the same.
Except the Druids were the doctors, the physicians. Yeah, they're more educated. Yeah.
Well, they consider them the more. But yes, they were, but no, they weren't. I mean, to me, they had almost the same methods.
Mm-hmm. They were basically the same culture, except
yeah, it was just different names.
Yeah,
like because some of the things like I read that one did for like medicine or something, you know, like healing or whatever. I'm like, let me go back to this one because I could have swore I just read this. And it's almost the same, it's just a little bit different. So I'm like,
So I think this is, well, this is a number 7 year. This is a spiritual year for everybody, you know, so.
Yeah, well, I have and then I keep hearing, what is it? The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, it's an 8 year for me. Crystal! There you are, honey.
Hello.
How
Hey,
are
Crystal.
Hey, Star. How you doing? How you been? Hey, Casey. How you doing?
you? Good.
Oh, I have, yes.
So isn't it eight a money year also?
She's ready. Huh?
Oh, I was asking Star, isn't eight a money year?
Yeah, it's abundance.
Abundance.
But, you gotta get,
That's why this shit is coming up all this week, being bombarded with all these medical bills all of a sudden.
well, no, because you gotta remember, the Chinese zodiac, it is not the new year.
I
That's
know.
why this is the cleanup, the wrap up, and decision.
Yeah, because we got the Chinese New Year, we got the astrological New Year, we've got
Mm,
another New Year coming up. Yeah, it's just cleaning up all this old crap.
yep, all of it.
Doing
But
Is she up? Do you need help? Is she up? Did she get herself up? Okay,
No.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, fatty.
yeah. How
Fatty
you
going outside. Huh?
how you doing tonight?
I'm pretty damn good. I just was over on TikTok and happened to catch Madam Adam, official Madam Adam live. And he was like, I'm feeling generous tonight. How about you request to join and I'll answer questions live? So I was able to do that.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What'd
Yeah.
you learn?
That I'm too humble and I need to accept that the things that I've lost have not all been for naught, because I need to look more at the things that I have gained and not be so,
Focus on how much you've accomplished rather than
Yeah.
how much.
yeah, exactly. And he's a Pisces too. He was like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, you just whole ass called me out." He's like, "I called myself out too." So it was a lot of fun.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, that was really unexpected, and he never does that.
hmm,
So it was like beautiful, beautiful timing. And
Darlene
Yeah.
said,
Theon's off at psychic boot camp, so I'm holding down the fort till she's back.
well, I couldn't get on yesterday because we spent 5 hours in the dentist's office.
Oh, so you finally got in for that tooth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go get one pulled.
I told
yeah. So I've completely missed them, but
it's $800 for a new crown.
Missed who, Star? $800?
Yeah.
Damn.
the meetings.
Oh. Well, you got life going on. When you're ready, we're here.
Oh, I know, but it was yeah.
And this morning I had to go pick up some groceries, and I took my thoughts on morning meeting. It's like, what the hell?
I was trying to remember what day it was.
Class is Tuesday night, and then
Oh.
group meetings are Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, but
And there's Monday.
Friday this morning I was at 11. I was at the hospital.
Oh, everything okay?
Oh yeah, Mom's just back in there.
Man, she's been back and forth a lot lately.
She didn't have any
Yeah.
Hugs.
blood.
Do what, Casey?
She didn't have any blood.
She had none. Her blood pressure was 5/0.
Oh man.
There
They
was
get her-
nothing to pump through her. Yeah, they gave her like 8+ units of blood, and then like 5+ units of plasma. Oh, but she's feeling pretty feisty now.
I told her, I said, hopefully some of this blood that she's getting is from a feisty person that'll stand up for herself.
Oh, right. Oh goodness. I'm glad they've got her leveled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets the down step.
Did your brothers
Cause
talk?
I still hear it rumbling. I think you woke Grandma up. Dumbass. I meant to say, how kind of him. Dumbass. She's out there completely just chit-chatting. I'm pretty sure because I can hear voices. Not realizing she's contaminating herself. She cannot go see my mother now. Hope she's happy.
Star,
And
you
now I'm
always
the
hear
only one that
voices.
can. No, I'm serious. They all had the flu. Now I'm the only one that can. Thank you,
Oh man.
idiots.
You want me to pull your affirmation card, Star?
Hmm?
You want me to pull your affirmation card?
Oh, enlighten me.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I've only got Hecka talking to me and Egypt people. I mean, it just goes on and on.
It's funny because her and I are both connected to Hecka for some reason. Like,
Yeah, Hecka been in my energy for the last week and a half, and I mean strong. She talks and I go,
Hecate?
yes, ma'am.
Hecate?
Yeah, I mean, people say it differently. I say Hecka, but that's easier.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, no, okay, so
Your,
zip
your
code has
dog needs, your dog,
ours
I
is like
gotta tell you.
4329 or some dumb shit, but no, it's basically 67357. Yeah, I did dox myself. Whoops. All right, for Star Crossing.
Wait, I gotta tell you, your dog's, I don't know how to explain it. It's my shoulder, so it'd have to be her shoulder blade too. It hurts really bad.
Yeah, I just gave her all her meds. I got some more coming in the mail, and this
Okay,
next
well,
time
I'm just letting you know because oddly, I just heard your dog.
she's been. We had a really warm snap, and now it's cold again. It's like 22 degrees out. So,
Well,
yeah,
there's
she's
something new, y'all.
what?
Like I heard your dog.
Oh, yeah, she's a good girl. She's
Alexa, what's the weather? Alexa, what's the weather?
Kiowa. It's 34 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly clear skies. Tonight, you can look for cloudy skies moving in and out, with a low of 33 degrees.
Oh my God, we got a heat wave.
Star for you. I pulled. I am totally adequate for all situations. Hey, sir, I'm talking. I am one with the power and wisdom of the universe. I claim this power, and it is easy for me to stand up for myself. Boy, that's a star card.
Well, I mean, I've been doing that one. If only you knew what the heck I've been doing behind people's backs.
Oh no. For Casey,
Well,
I have life supports me. Life created me to be fulfilled. I trust life, and life is always there at every turn. I am safe.
That's what I'm working on this week because all this financial stuff popped up, and it's just like, okay. In the past, I felt myself kind of slip back into a panic, and I said, I'm going to focus on the gratitude for, because I've been focusing on the gratitude for the little bit of leeway for the extra money coming in, even if it's just a few dollars, and I'm going to focus on that.
You should also set up your services so that you have another stream of income.
I know.
So, Casey was telling me about Tuesday, and magically, as she was telling me about it, guess whose face popped up in my face?
Hey, are the dogs done?
No, Theon.
Heater, please. What now? Do what?
Casey was telling me about Tuesday and the bowl, and magically Theon's face popped up in my face.
Oh, cool. I don't know what bowl you're talking about, but
The one we removed too.
oh, okay, yeah.
It was, I was like, whoa, hello, Theon's here.
yeah. Is there anybody else here? who would like a
Darlene
card?
asked for a card.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Just a minute. Picked back up.
Well, Tinky will be 15 in May, Darlene, and she's limping a little bit. She went downhill while I was in the hospital. One of her hips was really bad, but she seems to be doing better with that, and she's limping on her front leg a lot. But if you try to help her get up those stairs, she can't get up the 3 stairs, but she can get up the 4 stairs. She can jump from the seat of the couch onto the back of the couch, but she cannot get it. She has troubles getting up those 3 steps. But if you help her, it's like, no, I can do it myself.
So for Darlene, I love and approve of myself. I appreciate all that I do. I am good enough just as I am. I speak up for myself. I ask for what I want. I claim my power.
Oh, so I'm gonna ask, anybody else been feeling heavy dragon?
Not real heavy, a little bit. Just,
Like,
you already know about my white one.
yeah, but no, I mean, like, these are, I don't even know how to explain it.
Well, Heka, also one of her representatives, is a dragon.
Well, I mean, they are like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I close my eyes, that's what I see. I just see them like swarming. It's like a protection thing. That's all I can see. Like they're guarding. I don't know. But there's something like the shift is slow with me.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently in the last 3 months, our polar shift has shifted 10 degrees.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The polar
Yeah.
polar shift's been going on for a few years now.
Yeah, but it shifted 10 degrees in the last few months.
Man.
And they think that's part of the reason, along with the solar flares, why all this stuff popped up for the airlines.
Oh, that's what it. So they keep playing me. Okay, the Big Bang Theory, the show. They keep playing me the dang theme song, and I'm like, one more time, I swear.
Good for you, Darlene, because the speaking your mind, hun, is important, because that's halfway between the third eye and the heart, and it helps bring everything together, okay, and bring everything into balance.
That, and you need to speak your truth and be authentic so that you can. That's a form of self-care.
Yep.
Yeah, and let me just go ahead and tell you now. He was gonna be like, "What happened to you, Larry? I don't even understand you anymore." Good, I don't want you to. That should be your answer all the time. If anyone ever says, "I just don't even understand you anymore," just look at them dead straight and be like, "Good, I don't want you to anymore." That means they're not for you.
Yeah, maybe you weren't meant to understand me.
I have heard that so much lately. My response has just been like, "Good, I don't want you to."
I've just been staying home and working. I haven't even been like hanging out with my friends like at all. I went New Year's to my friends out of town, and by 9 o'clock, I had a couple of drinks, and then by 9 o'clock, I was like, yeah, I'm done. And they're like, are you okay? Are you all right? Like, I'm fine. I just know my limits now, guys. I'm good. So I went and laid on the couch, and there's a whole ass house party going on, but we're old now, so it's not huge, and there's kids running around. And then midnight comes around, and I stayed up for that, and I didn't even go outside. They had this big roll of fireworks and stuff, and I ended up just going to bed right afterwards. I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. Good night, guys.
Look, I seen midnight, and I was like, oh, look, it says 12:01. I texted my daughter, and I was like, and sleep.
Yeah.
Me and the baby just went to bed.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the extent.
but this, I mean, this used to be my whole thing. Like I was a huge partier, so for me to have I had like one little mixed drink of it was banana cream moonshine and then a
Mm.
little bit of tequila rose, so it was like strawberry banana mix, and then a couple rum and cokes. I think I didn't have very much. And I was just, oh no, I ate part of a moonshine pickle and a couple pieces of moonshine pineapple, and I was pretty lit off that. I was done. There was a time when I could drink a jar of moonshine and be like, I mean, I'd be hammered, but I'd still be drinking whatever beers and drinks and whatever. I'd just go until it was gone. And I ended up leaving like half a jar of moonshine there. I was like, I'm good.
So, Darlene, some people only love you if you fit into their box. Don't be afraid to disappoint. Don't let
Yeah.
people know who you are. You toasted with my daughter water.
I
Come on, Bear. Come on. Come on.
yeah. If you fit into their box, and I'm gonna tell you that's why when I first ever came on here, I said I very much am outside of that box. If you don't like it, I'm sorry.
Don't
That's a
point.
you issue.
Please.
Yeah, we're still here, Casey.
There. Okay.
Hello, Casey.
She won't catch on fire.
Welcome back.
You can come in and talk too, hon. Did Leon say anything good for Libras?
I was gonna say, what happened to Aquarius tonight? Lord, tell me it was good. Tell me it was good.
I don't listen to anybody's readings anymore, even Steve's Love Tarot anymore. It's just like,
I haven't had time.
I pop in to just once in a while say hi or something, but I'm just so.
Oh, you have the flu too? No, do not come on. I cannot be contaminated.
I have been trying to reach out.
I'm joking, Casey. I love you. I hope you feel better.
yeah. So, Casey, this is a good time to talk to Crystal about learning remote viewing.
Oh yeah, you want to learn remote viewing? I just know a little bit of basic remote viewing. If she's sick, it's not a good time for remote viewing.
Actually, hold on.
I ended up giving a reading out of remote viewing on Tuesday.
Hers feels like, yes, she's sick. But there's more to it. They set her down for a reason. Upgrade.
Colloidal silver. I'm telling you, Casey. Colloidal
That's what they did. They set her down for an upgrade. I've noticed they've had to do that with you, Casey. Every time you get sick, you have like this major upgrade.
That's what I've been going through.
So I've been the last couple days running things on Evolve Me because Theon is at we joke around and call it Psychic Boot Camp, but it's Deborah Katz, the founder of the ISC, the International School of Clairvoyance that Theon went to. Deborah Katz is also the president of IRVO, which is the International Remote Viewing Society. And then there is she also worked with the guy who created the remote viewing program for the government. And Theon's out there right now at what we were joke and call Psychic Boot Camp. But
That's
she'll
why
be
I keep.
What? Go ahead.
That's why I keep hearing it. I keep hearing like, let's see, like the, oh my God, FBI, CIA. I keep hearing them like I'm like, tell them to leave me alone. I don't want them. Well, now it makes sense.
So you should go in and listen to the reading I did at the first of the night. I did a reading next week, but it's the very, very first of the video.
Oh, I love you too, Casey. But
Love you too, hun.
Love you, sister. Sister.
don't let your head explode. Don't do that.
So what I did, instead of closing down the gateway,
Just shut a door.
I put up a gate. I said I am only allowing things to come through if it's an emergency situation, somebody needs to hear something urgently, or if I ask for information to come through.
Oh, see, I had to put a door up, and they had to knock and everything.
And I haven't had any problems with that, but the information is open and ready for me to access at all times.
What the heck? They showed me a key. Casey, did you find a key?
I keep waking up at 5 a.m. and
Oh,
TikTok.
I've been waking up at okay. I've been falling asleep extremely early and then waking up at 1 o'clock. And then 3 o'clock. And then at 5. And then I'm like, what in the hell do you want from me?
Yeah, feel better, Casey.
Oh yeah, definitely get better.
Yeah.
Yes, please. But no, I just seen a key. Wait. Apparently it wasn't Casey. My bad, Casey. What the hell's with the key then?
So ask, who's the key for?
Yeah, they showed me a dragon
The driver?
flying with a key on its back. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I'm gonna get off here though. I gotta help my three-legged dog get over to her bed. She gets exhausted from going out these days. So she'll come in and lay down right inside the door. And we put a heater there, a little space heater, and I need to get her moved so I can get it moved.
Go get her situated and stuff. I think we're gonna log off here pretty quick anyway.
Yeah, because now I gotta ask questions about what the hell is the dragon doing with the key? And why is this bothering me at 1 a.m.?
A dragon with a key?
Yes, it is literally flying with a key, a huge key on its back, like.
Yeah.
Well, I have faith that you will figure it out. And
Oh, you know I will crack that code. I will jump on that dragon talking about what the hell's it for?
Definitely. All right, well, I just wanted to pop in and say hello.
Yes, hello, and I miss y'all, and I need to talk to Theon and tell her where I've been out, but I was hoping, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what day it is half the time.
Oh, no worries. Like I said, she's not even in the state. She's not even in her state right now. She's in Oregon at a psychic meeting, so.
I felt that she was kind of MIA.
Well, that's what I told. I would have missed it on Tuesday if Crystal hadn't let me know. Thank you, Crystal. If I keep doing that, just keep bugging me. Not really bugging me, but no, because my days just running one after another.
Well, yeah, mine have been too, because I literally, like, I'm the only one that can go to the hospital, well, besides Grandma, but even when she goes, she's like, will you drive me? And I'm like, how's that me getting a break? It's not. Might as well just go myself. Damn it. I'll go.
Good night.
It's not that I don't want to go, I just want a day to, like,
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I need that day to breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I need to take a day or two to rest.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Well, no, I need to take about a week, but I'm not going to get that. But I mean, I'll settle for a day or two.
Exactly. Exactly.
Did you post the replay for Thursday yet?
Huh?
Did you post the replay?
Oh, I didn't record Thursdays. You mean for the meeting?
Yeah.
No, I didn't record Thursdays. I recorded. Oh, it was the same thing. It was just updates, and then we talked. And then Friday was the same thing, which I did record Fridays. So, no, Theon has access to those. So I have to wait for her to get back. She'll be back this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well,
That's-
I have been listening to the replays, but I mean, not like actually physically there. No,
Yeah.
oh, that's
but I
okay.
do. I mean, I'm trying. I've been trying to go in and like listen to the creation of the page and whatnot, and I'm like, every time I hit it, I'm like, I'm good. I can listen to it. I've got time, and then bam. And I'm
No
like,
worries. I mean, it's a it's an
I
evolution.
know.
Grow at your own pace. There's no pressure for anything, and they're just opportunities for you if you want to grow and learn and connect.
I know.
That's what it's there for. You know what I mean? There's
Point
no.
is that
Yeah.
that was my thing. That was me time.
My friends were asking me, are you in some kind of cult? And I'm like, no, cults want you to believe everything that they tell you, and this is, they're giving you guidance and letting you make your own choices and learn on your own path. Like this is not,
Yeah.
it's not like and it's up to you whether or not you take the guidance. It's not like you have to believe this. It's not like drink the Kool-Aid kind of thing. You know what I mean?
And, yeah.
Yeah, it's completely free will.
I thought we had to drink the Kool-Aid, y'all. I'm joking. I'm so joking.
Kool-Aid actually sounds good. I wonder if I got any green apple.
Mars retrograde ended 22 hours ago, and there won't be any more Mars retrograde this year.
Yeah, Mars
I
direct.
know. I'm so excited. This Mars. It's
We have entered a growth cycle. Notice how your life will begin to get a lot better from now on. Expect more action, passion, declarations of love, drive to achieve missions.
okay. I have been pulling the mission and the double mission cards like crazy. I mean, I'm like,
you ready? I know you're ready. Okay. All right, guys, I gotta go.
but
Okay.
I'll talk to you guys
Good
later.
night.
Night.
Happy Friday the 13th.
You too.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
So I listened to Leon's last Libra, and he was talking about somebody coming back for the past. I said, how many times have I heard that?
Well, I have sat down to try to listen to that one probably about 7 times. And I get a little bit through Leo. And I fall asleep. I'm like, this is not normal. And it's not like I mean to, but it's like I get so exhausted. And then when I finally have time, I'm like, okay. So,
It's like I don't even want to listen to him anymore. I don't even listen to Peace Love Tarot anymore.
well, I'm very picky on. I've noticed I've become very picky on.
I'm not listening to any of them. Any.
Well, there's very few. I mean, here lately, like none. Well, Bray.
I haven't even seen anything from Bray lately at all.
There was one Wednesday
I
in the evening.
I didn't get notification. Wow.
But she's been working like crazy.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that all of a sudden the energy started shifting for the readings, everything about the same time for a lot of us.
Yeah, and now it's like full speed ahead. I mean, that's what it feels like. The energy is like go, go, go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, get some sleep, take some self-care.
Yes, because I told Mom I would not be down today. Well, today because I'm taking a break.
Yeah. Well,
Whether it actually happens or not, that's another story.
Yeah. Is your
And I'm gonna go investigate and see if that.
Is your brother's truck still out there?
It's not his truck.
Well, is the truck still up?
Yeah, I can hear it. I'm gonna go see what the f- he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a mask on and be like, get out.
Yeah.
Go out there with my Lysol and be like, get out.
Yeah. Well, you have a good night, hon.
You too.
If
Good night, anyone who else is here.
I don't show anybody.
Yeah, I don't think so, but
Okay. Well, have a good night, hon. And you know, just call if you need anything, hon.
I will. I just have to have, the 2 seconds to look at my phone and actually do it.
I know.
Good
All right, girl. Well, have a good night.
night. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.